those who follow Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook, and those who follow my short reel TikToks under HCS. How's everybody doing this? Should I say morning? Hope everybody is having a pleasant evening. We're here doing a late night live for all the night owls out there. They can't sleep. We're here. You could say we're pulling spiritual guard for those that have problems sleeping or that they feel that are being spiritually afflicted in any kind of way, shape, or form. This is what we do uh, every night. How about you, cousin Jesse? How you doing today?
I am doing well. Good morning to all the members out there. I hope you are spiritually well and protected by the divine light of our Savior. Uh, Come on in and chat. We will answer any questions asked, uh, whether they are legitimate questions. Hi, Abigail.
How you doing, Sister Abigail? Yes, I kind of like earlier during the day, on TikTok they have the chats. There's some people that have like uh, they say they don't believe in Jesus Christ. Prove me wrong, and they want to say what they believe in, which they don't believe in Jesus Christ because they try to make all these excuses, right? So they say what they have to say, but then when you're going to respond to them and you start talking spiritually to them, they don't want to hear nothing spiritual. In which they say, we don't want to hear about the spirit, we want to hear about the human. It's because the demons that are bonding them doesn't want to hear about the Jesus Christ of love, how he overcame the demons out of love. So they booted me off right off the bat. Two different
Wow.
chats booted me out, and it's like, okay. So I created my own on my site there on TikTok. I went out for about an hour on them people, man. I just
Wow.
told them even the Legion believes in Jesus Christ
Hi,
when
Deborah.
they know who the Legion knew who Jesus Christ was, because the Legion used to be in the heavens at one point in time, right? They're
Right.
part of the one third that fell, and Lucifer knows who Jesus Christ, the Heavenly Father, is because he kneels to him. And I'm like, who do these people think they are? So if they're worshiping the demons and Lucifer, they know who they are. So what makes them special? Not acknowledge Jesus Christ. They acknowledge Jesus Christ. So that's what I went off up there on TikTok live earlier. Nobody responded to me. I guess because I'm new there, you have to have a certain amount. But people were viewing.
Yeah.
Had a lot of
Yeah.
likes. Uh, these people were atheists that didn't believe in Jesus Christ, and some of them were into Scientology. It's like they don't want to hear the spiritual side. They're like, I don't want to hear the spirit. I don't hear the spirit about the spirit. No, because they're afraid the spirit is of a love foundation. So it's the demons that are saying, I don't want to hear the spirit. I don't want to hear the spirit. They got those people bonded. It's pretty bad there on TikTok, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I travel through those TikTok streets a lot, man, and man, there's some stuff out there that it's just like you look at it and you're like, what the heck? Cause cousin, I can't count how many times the Lord has saved me, man. Cause I've gotten into situations where I should be dead right now, but thanks to the Lord, man, I'm still alive because He interceded on my behalf, man.
So those people that don't believe in that, they don't believe in Jesus Christ. So how am I supposed to explain to them spiritually if they don't want to open up to Jesus Christ, right? So if they're not believing in Jesus Christ, then guess what? That's where the bondage comes from. Lucifer and the demons have full control of them. The works that they do there is trying to convince people that Jesus Christ doesn't exist. Lucifer does that. Demons do that. They ask the people questions. They ask them. I asked them a question, and some of the people that were talking there, I said, I asked them, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" They go to give me a yes or a no.
They already started, cousin.
So, by them not acknowledging Jesus Christ, that's already letting me know what they're about. They believe in Lucifer. They believe in the demons. That's what they believe in. That's what they dwell in. There's another guy that put me out. The only thing he has is for donations. When they donate to him $6.66,
Oh, really?
he hails Lucifer.
That's
They
a
asked
mighty
him
nice.
they asked him a question. They asked him, "Why do you hail Lucifer? What are you hailing?" I said, "Oh, I just do it." He said, "I just do it because I know that Christians will get triggered." No, he's doing it because he truly believes in Lucifer.
Hi, Bonnie Bear.
So it's like, okay, you don't want to talk to me, get to my level to talk to me spiritually. I'll just make my own video, and I went off on those people, man. They wouldn't last in combat, man. I'm telling you,
No, no. You gotta have really strong faith to have really strong combat, man.
they wouldn't last in physical combat or spiritual combat. They'll be the first ones to die. I'm telling you, they'll be the first ones to die in combat, or just like the gem was attacking the other people that had those spiritual openings. They would be the same. They would be attacked the same way, which they'll be the first ones to die out there in combat because Jesus Christ is not there for them. How can Jesus Christ be there if they're not believing in him? I'm here. Uh, the odds were stacked against us, 7-1, and I'm still here because I played Jesus Christ first. How you doing, Sister Deborah, Real MMA, Benny Felix, Brother
That's right.
Alex, Bonnie Honey Bear? How y'all doing this evening? So, that's a live I did earlier, which I think I proved my point, it's kind of like if I'm having a guest here and I'm not liking what they're saying because I'm one track minded, and I go and just delete them off, kick them out, and then I'll say, "This is my group. I can have people on or kick them out because if you don't agree to what they're saying, then you're the enemy." You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Why even post something if you're not gonna let people say what they have to say? That's kind of cowardly, I think.
Hello, Annette.
How you doing, Sister Annette? I do hear a sound like static.
Is it from my end?
It might be from yours, because they're saying it's static.
Let me see. Let me put mute.
Yeah, it stopped.
It's probably my phone, man. I could try to put the
The headset.
earpiece in. Yeah.
All right, try the headset. See what happens. Is it charged? Is it charged? Cause
What, the
yeah, there's
headset?
like a static sound.
Yeah, no, the headset doesn't take any power, man. It just plugs into the phone. The phone is charged. The phone is 73%.
Okay, he's gonna see if we can get it fixed there real quick.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, we're static free, cuz.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
I'm
static
glad
free
y'all
now.
didn't throw no dryer sheets on me to get rid of the static.
Uh, but yeah, man, there's so many people that are lost there in TikTok, and it's like it's crazy, bro. You got the atheist people that believe in Lucifer. You try to talk to them spiritually, and they don't want to acknowledge Jesus Christ at all. And you got the lesbians and I mean the LGBT community, the transvestites coming out in the
The
open, and if
Transformers.
you don't agree with to their agenda, they get pissed off. They get pissed off, and then they say that everybody hates them, but it's them that is going against the 98% that's normal. It's crazy.
Well, Bonnie Bear, if it sounds like something's trying to talk, before we came on live, something knocked on my window and then both of my ears started ringing. So, it's a day to day thing.
That's right. A lot of people with pride there. Uh, well, it's more. It's not pride that they have. It's more of a dumbfounded mind process that they're being bonded. I could see that they're being bonded, but they can't see it because it's not. It's the people that they're getting affiliated with. Like, for example, the people that believe in Scientology. When you're defeating them through spiritual talk, they get pissed off, and they'll try to compare Jesus Christ to a spaghetti monster, or they try to compare it to a comic book uh, hero like Spider-Man. But that's a way out when they're being defeated with the Love Foundation. What does that is they're taught to do that within the brainwashing of the cult, because it's a cult. Scientology is a cult. They brainwash them that way, that if they can give somebody an answer of what they teach them to do, and they're being filled, that they're being overwhelmed by the power of Jesus Christ, for them to change the subject to something else. That's what they do.
Dogs barking outside, man.
So yeah, something threw stuff off the shelves twice and messing with the AC again, but I'm ignoring it. Yeah, a lot of Tom Cruises there, jumping on the couches, throwing a temper tantrum. And they get mad and they're like, "I'm deleting you. Uh, Nobody's gonna be coming into my life, disrespecting me." Well, then why you got a freaking big old sign there that says uh, that you don't believe in Jesus Christ? Prove me wrong. That's what I was there to prove you wrong. I start saying my story of what happened to me. I was proving it to him that Jesus Christ existed. That there was a place, a location where he's located at spiritually, in spirit. That dude got scared with that story. He didn't even let me finish the story, and they kicked me out out of the lobby because he knew that I was speaking the truth, and he booted me out. But you know what? What booted me out was a demon that's bonding the guy. Yes, Jesus Christ is king. It's kind of like you know, the veil is lifted. Uh, Even the people that said that they don't know Jesus Christ, they don't believe in him. Well, if they're acknowledging his name, is because why would you believe? Even the question itself, because they're putting Jesus up there, they're acknowledging him regardless, right? Whether they're saying they don't believe it or not, why are they putting the name out there? They need to think about that. The
Hi,
demons,
Rick Runner.
the demons that got them bonded, they know what they're doing. They're still acknowledging Jesus Christ because the name is being put up there. If they didn't believe in Jesus Christ, then they would be talking about him. It's an indirect spiritual confirmation that Jesus Christ is real, whether they like it or not, or else they would have never put that comment up there in the first place.
I already had to get rid of three people, cousin. They started trolling early.
That's okay. Just boot them out, man. We don't got time for trolls. You're doing a good job, and whoever else
Pew
is
pew
admins here.
pew. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, when the man that was possessed uh, came up to Jesus Christ, they said, "We know who you are," because the legion used to be one. Was that one third that fell from the heavens?
We good, Ridge Runner.
So they knew that Jesus Christ was a son of God, right? And they asked him, "Says we know you. Just can you cast us into something? Send us. We don't want to go back where we come from." Jesus had that good of a heart that he sent the legion into the herd of pigs, the swine. But they knew who he was. So this idiots from that are atheists that do believe in Lucifer seek not in secrecy because when you acknowledge Jesus Christ, that by itself is already saying what you're believing in. Uh, th- that's what they're believing in. I don't the demons that got them bonded already got them where they want them. They got them all messed up in the brain, right? But guess what they do? They attack their state of mind, and in saying that, the demons already got them where they want. Because if they're not believing in Jesus Christ, then automatically Lucifer has spiritual domain over them because they're not acknowledging Jesus Christ.
Cousin, I'm gonna
Yes.
have to do something that's out of my character, man. I think I'm gonna have to go look what's going on outside, man. That dog won't stop barking.
So you want to go ahead, cuz
I don't
it's
like
up to
breaking my own rules.
is it your dog or a dog barking?
No, it's my neighbor's dog, man. But my mom's bedroom is right there, and so is mine.
Yeah,
You're gonna go outside. I'm gonna take the phone with me.
yeah, because I don't hear the dog barking over here. Oh, there he is. Sounds like a little chihuahua.
You hear that bird?
Hey, bird,
There's a bird chirping out here, man. Toward
lechusa.
the toward no, it's not hooting. It's chirping toward the backyard.
Yeah, I see something green over there. What is that? Reflection of a vehicle?
It's a reflection of a vehicle on the other side of the alley.
Yeah, he's probably pissed off because they got him outside. He wants to go back inside the house.
No, she's always out here. She's friendly,
Yeah,
but I keep hearing that bird.
it's
And
probably
like
where
all
it's
the
barking. It's hurting its ears when it's chirping.
the German Shepherd across the street is also barking, and the dogs down the street. Now, man, in my neighborhood, you can't walk, bro. Everybody and their mama got dogs over here.
Yeah, maybe there could also be that there might be a dog in heat somewhere because that's what when they go crazy, they smell the
The,
heat
the
when the
pheromone.
dog's in heat, and all the dogs start barking from the neighborhood. It drives them crazy.
Well, just had to go make sure nobody was in my yard, man.
Did you feel
That's
anything
right.
else? Did you feel anything else spiritually?
Just the uneasiness because it's almost the time that it is, and there shouldn't be any chirping birds outside, man.
Yeah.
I was rebuking in my mind, Alex, right?
So I know I was talking about certain things, what I dealt with today. So I had to defend the Heavenly Father. I have to defend Jesus Christ. So that's why I made the video earlier. But tonight's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is us remembering and reminiscing certain things in our lives that we had to overcome spiritually and physically. Uh, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We were talking about some things before we started the show. You know, how I remember people coming up against me in a negative way. When I was in ninth grade, there were seniors. When we talk about bullying, uh, this what that they did to me, and I'm going to share my story. I don't know if cousin Jesse remembers this. Mr. Lugo, which was the
The
construction
sh-
class,
the shop teacher, the wood shop teacher.
the woodshop teacher. But I was in the class. We had to take a bus to go over there. Well, these guys were seniors, and I was a freshman, and they was always trying to get this other freshman to fight me. His name was Danny Garza. Me and Danny, I knew him because we grew up and went to elementary together. But he could never defeat me in mutual combat. You know, so I guess he started doing martial arts or something in that nature. So these guys one day they said that they wanted him to fight me, and he challenged me to a fight there in the shop while Mr. Lugo wasn't there. So I defeated him real quick, right? I didn't want to do nothing to the guy, but those guys were instigating the fight. So what they did after I defeated them, they all came at me, the seniors, and they grabbed me. It was like shit, like six of them, and they were getting him to take free shots on me as they all were grabbing me. So I remember that I was in charge of the little what do you call it? The tour room. Perla or Prima was there, and I was pissed off, man, when they did that. After I defeated the guy, then they want to come and do me that way. I went in there, unlocked the tool thing. I grabbed that freaking machete, bro. I went out. I went off on those guys with the machete. I was swinging. I swinging to make direct contact with them, man. These dudes were running all over the freaking place, and reckon they didn't come close. Went at them with a machete, and I told them, "So I'm gonna get y'all. So I'm gonna get y'all." And freaking, I remembered what they did. So fast forwarded. This was when I was a teenager. Fast forwarded uh, after I graduated high school. When you don't forget when somebody does wrong to you, right? Because you remember. So I remember, by then I was when they tried to do that to me, I was weighing like 142 pounds because I was in track, right? I was skinny. Fast forwarded after I graduated, I was weighing like 189 pounds. So I wasn't the skinny guy anymore. I was bigger. I'll work out. I remember going to the store called, I don't know if y'all know, whoever's here from Texas, it's called HEB. It's a grocery store. As I was walking by there, I seen that one of the guys that hold me down, that was holding one of my arms. He was getting out of his vehicle. He's already married. He's got a family. And as he's coming out of the vehicle, I just freaking pop him in the freaking face. Boom. And I say, "You remember me?" You know, he's like, "Who are you?"
Wow, he
Boom.
forgot.
You don't remember me? So I told you that I was going to get you. Boom. And the wife was all scared. And I looked. So you're lucky your wife is here and your children are here. Said, but you remember what you did to me when you were holding my arm when the other guys were holding my arm and my legs? You were one of them. So I'm just here. If they wouldn't be here, I would have handled you a whole different freaking way. And the dude, no, no, man, it wasn't me. It was a long time ago. Uh, I was just a kid. He was already 18 years old. He knew what he was doing. He lucky his family and his children were there because if I would have catch him by himself at that time, he would have it would have been bad for him. Then I remember being at I was already out of high school, being at a senior party from the class before me. I got invited to go to a senior party. As I'm at the senior party, I remember seeing another guy that was there that was holding my hands, and I did the same thing to him. Punked him out, popped him a couple of times in the face, letting him know what he did that I had never forgotten. But he said, "Hey man, just let bygones be bygones. I didn't know what I was doing, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. But I still got a piece of
Hallelujah.
him, you know." Um, and that's what I was reminiscing before I was doing this live is the people because of a picture. It's a picture that cousin Jesse showed me. It was of me, him, my brothers and sisters when we were young. When I was going through what I was going through there back home when I lost my mother. So it brought all these memories of people that I had to, I guess, teach a lesson for what they had done to me.
Hallelujah. She's good. She's good. She's maintaining.
Uh, but all that, brothers and sisters, it's part of the balance. That's why forgiveness is important because if you don't forgive and you just think about the wrongs that people done to you, those people could be hurt not just physically, they can be hurt spiritually because if you're wishing bad upon them or the things that you want to do to them, that's kind of like a cursing somebody. So they can be hurt in that kind of way too, not just physically, but spiritually. That's why I say to y'all, always remember to maintain your love foundation. And just by a certain picture that he was showing me, I remember I got like quick
It,
flashbacks.
it all came back to you.
Yeah, of things that I did to those individuals that came up against me in a negative way when I was younger. You could say I overcame my enemies. You have to. So okay, maybe I couldn't uh, defend myself when there's like 8 people on you. So, but I could defend myself one on one now. And I remember taking care of business with these individuals. They didn't even know who I was. I guess they don't remember the acts that they did against me, but I remembered. Yeah, I heard the little chihuahua still barking, but you don't hear it here too loud.
Yeah, it doesn't bark like that, man. Like I said, there's a bird chirping out there.
So by the picture and what I'm gonna do is what I'll do is get that picture and show what I'm talking about. That you look at a picture, and normally a picture you remember what you went through. When you look at a picture, you remember how you were at the time. You remember what you were going through, and it brings that reminiscing of things of the past. So by
I
the picture that you show me, cuz what do you remember?
I remember being 17 years old, cousin. That's how old I was in that picture. I remember my conflict with the guy at school for no reason, just because the son of the rich guy in town was trying to act like he was a badass, and it was just a bad time, man. I did nothing to provoke it, but I wound up having to physically hurt that guy because one night, as I was walking out of town, him and a buddy passed by in a pickup, and they both pulled out Rambo knives on me, man. And I had nothing. I had no
Rambo
weapon
knives?
on me. Yeah, they both had Rambo knives, man. And I had
Who
nothing.
who was this?
I think that dude's name was Mark Cervantes and one of his buddies. And I remember I was walking out on the highway, man, toward the ranch where we lived. And when I see him coming behind me, I cross the street, the highway, onto oncoming traffic. And then when I see him coming back, I'd cross the street the other way. Well, not the street, but the highway. And then somewhere they disappeared into a dirt road. And this is gonna freak you out, man, because it freaked me out. I found a real leg somebody sign, and I tore it out the ground and took the cardboard off it and just grabbed the steak. That's all I had on me was a steak. Well, all of a sudden, man, lights turned on. The truck came out from a dirt road, and I was walking with traffic, and it came across the street, man, across the highway, and there was only the driver. I didn't see Mark anywhere. Next thing you know, he stands up in the tailbed in the bed of the truck, and I see him go like that. I picked up my stick and put it right here, man, and he had thrown a big old terremote at me, big old clump of dirt. And ain't it funny how he threw it and it hit the steak in my hand and just broke all around me, man. It didn't even hit me. Now, like I said before, you can't say that Jesus Christ doesn't exist, man, because by all rights that should have hurt me, and it didn't. It didn't touch me at all. And I caught him the next day at school and proceeded to just make a laughing stock out of him, man. He kept running at me, man, and I just be throwing my jab out there. He just be eating it. He was beating the heck out of my fist with his face, man. And
Where you caught him in school, or where'd you
yeah,
catch him?
behind the field house, man. Behind the field house. Well, we were supposed to be lifting weights. I was chin checking him. Man, he kept running into that fist, man. I felt bad for him, man. Finally, the coach got tired of him getting up because he kept running into my fist, man. That he just went and stopped the fight. And he started it, man. He started it, and
So what was it that he was coming at you? What was the reason for?
he was trying to look good in front of Rags.
So Rags put him up to it.
Yeah, Rags got
And
him
this
beat up.
this before you beat up Rags, right?
Yep, I had to beat up Rags after I beat that dude up, but I threw a quart bottle through the back of his window while he had all his buddies on the football team with him. I threw that quart bottle, man, and it broke his whole back window. He didn't even stop, man. I was chasing the truck, trying to get him to stop to settle it, and well, I wound up settling in with him in the parking lot of a church's.
Yeah.
I left him. I left him
His
knocked
name was
out.
Rags because he called himself Rags
Yeah, he called himself Rags, but his family was one of the richest families in our
in our
town.
town. Yeah.
They owned a construction company. They built almost all the houses in our town. But yeah, man, I left him knocked out, man. They're in the parking lot of the churches. And hey, no pun intended. I left a corn cob in his mouth.
Yeah, I remember when you got in a fight with him. I was there. I was your skina. You
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, I remember.
Because I was working out. I was doing. I was gonna do practice, track practice after school, and I remember that you were there, and I went to give you the skina because just in case anybody tried to interfere, I was there to back you up.
Man,
And
all,
you beat the.
all his bravado, all his bull. He didn't have hands. All he had was mouth, man. He ate these at churches
You beat him up in churches.
and the parking lot of churches, man.
So you beat him up at the parking lot at churches before you beat him up, and then you beat him up again by the.
He had a big mouth, dude. He didn't know when to shut up.
Well, he passed away, right?
Yeah, I know he passed away, man. He owned a house next to my baby mama, and he rented it out. And he died a couple of months after because he sued his daddy, man, and took all the money.
His dad.
He let when his dad got too old, man. He took over the company and drove it into bankruptcy, man. Sued his dad, and him and his sister took all the money, man.
That's crazy.
Well, that's what
Well,
happens, man. Cocaine's a powerful drug, man.
yeah, I know that he was into that. He was willing and dealing.
Hmm.
Uh, so basically, the construction company was actually just a, what do you call it?
Up front.
A front. What
Hmm.
and not anybody doesn't know what a front is. It was just a front. But the real source behind the money of the construction company was drugs. Just like the police station in our town is a front because what drives that is drugs. In our hometown, it's pretty bad. So you got crooked cops, crooked sheriffs, crooked judges. They're all affiliated because they all belong to
The rich families in the town that have them on the paid list.
on the pay list.
But we didn't care,
So
man. We our hands were E rated, E for everybody.
people were coming up against us, man. They wanted us out of the picture. They didn't. They didn't. The actually, like I said, there was a fraudulent insurance. They had my name and my brother and
Yes.
sister's name, and people were coming for us because if we died, then people got able to cash in an insurance and claim that money. And back in the day, people could get insurance for anybody. So imagine that. It's like buying a lotto ticket and you know you're going to win. Well, that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to take us out.
Yes, Al
Uh,
Gore, we're from the valley, but I was raised here in Fort Worth, man. When I returned to the valley, I was 14, and by the time I turned 11, man, I was already running in the street gang here in Fort Worth, man. So being a gangster here and being a gangster there was two different types of gangsters, man.
I'm from the valley, and I didn't want to hurt nobody. I knew I could fight. I didn't want to hurt nobody. I tried to maintain my love foundation. The reason I tried to maintain my love foundation because I was already fighting demons and witches and warlocks. So if I would have been getting too many fights, well, there would be a spiritual opening where they would attack. So it's kind of I really had to watch not to get angry or stuff like that because if I would have defeated somebody in mutual combat, I might have left an opening, and then at nighttime, I'm not fighting somebody physically. I'm fighting somebody spiritually. So it's one
Gore,
of the things that I had to be careful.
Gore, Fort Worth is a lot worse streets wise than Raymondville, Texas.
Well, I think our hometown of Raymondville, if you look at the top 10 or top five of worst places to live in, I think it would be there. Raymondville, Texas. It's for drugs. It's corrupt. If you look it up, I think it made it to the stats of that. Of it's
It's one of
a
the 10
very
worst. This one of the 10 worst places. One of the 10 worst places to live in Texas, man. It came in at number 10.
was it Raymondville, right?
Yeah, it's one of the poorest counties in Texas.
Poorest means that somebody's stealing the money and that is
Yeah,
corrupt.
we know who's been stealing the money. They're still in power.
Who's that? Cuz
Uh, the mayor has been mayor there forever, man. They haven't gotten rid of him, man. Not since we were coming up. He's still the same mayor.
what is his name?
Ah, I can't remember his name, cousin. I can't remember what I ate yesterday.
Henry de la Paz.
Could be one of the De La
So he's a
Pazes.
commissioner, no?
Yes, sir.
So tell him the things that you had to experience, cousin. We're just speaking here spiritual truth because of a picture that he showed me of us when we were young. Uh, that I'm gonna afterwards after we do this live, I'm gonna place a picture. So we're trying to talk about the time of the picture. What else do you remember things happening? You know, at that time frame when you were 17 years old. What other things did you experience or witness?
Yes, Al Gore. That's why they call it murder words, brother. But I remember, man, when that picture was taken. That's when we were doing all the training in the yard. The I showed y'all how to catch shiny stars that were thrown at y'all. I showed y'all martial arts, and just basically nothing but training, man. That's all I remember, training. And I remember one time this guy told me something that I found offensive, something about my butt, and challenged him to I challenged him to a fight, and he told me to meet him at the swimming pool park, and I went, and he showed up with two buddies. I went by myself, and then he didn't want to fight there. He wanted to fight somewhere else, and I told him, "Nah, man, you're lucky I came here, and we're gonna fight." He said he couldn't fight, so I took off walking, and they were riding around in a Cordova car,
Mm-hmm.
and they kept going doing circles, man, following me, following me. Finally, I got mad, dude, and started every time they passed by, I'd give them the bird, and I'd give them the bird, and then I got to the church, the parking lot of the Catholic church, man, and they pulled in, and the dude that was driving was supposedly one of my cousins, man, and he came at me sideways, man, talking all kinds of crazy stuff, man, and then he asked me, "Who were you flipping off, man?" I said, "You know what, man? Let me make it simple, bro. If you saw me flipping the bird, then it was meant for you. If you saw it, it was meant for you." The
So
other
who
two
who
guys,
was this cousin, man?
Juan Conde.
Oh man, yeah, that dude was a he was a a-hole, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and
He never backed us up, bro, for anything.
and when I told him that, man, he tapped on the hood of the car, and the other two guys got out, Victor Galvan and some other guy, and I took my fighting position. Back in those days, man, I carried a shuriken, one of those Chinese stars on a necklace, and I pulled it off, man. And they said, "But you only got one." I said, "Yeah, but who wants it?" Nobody moved. I said, "So what, man? Are we fighting, or y'all just gonna stand there looking like pendejos?" And by this
Yeah.
time, man, all the people that lived around the church came out to the porches, man, because I was being loud, man. And they said, "Well, we're just gonna stand here." And I said, "Well, I ain't got no time for pendejos, man. I'll let y'all be here." But that should have never happened, man. I don't know what possessed that guy to be talking about my butt, man. But that shit wasn't cool. Excuse me, that wasn't cool, man.
So who's the one that was talking about
Victor Galvan, man. He was also, you know what, man? I didn't know, but he's also one of my cousins, man.
Victor?
Yeah, the Galvanes are our cousins, man. Just like the Sosas and just like the Condes, the Garzas, the Garcias, the Chavez. Half the damn town are cousins of ours, man.
That's
Sorry to
crazy,
hear
man.
about your relatives, Smurfy.
Go ahead, cousin. I'm just here trying to see if I can hit this $20. I'm listening
I,
to everything you're saying, cuz.
I can tell you, man, that I've always protected my brothers, man. I remember the first time I went to Raymondville, I had just discovered Mary Jane. And if you remember, man, at our grandfather's house, there was a hammock in the front yard. I had I had just finished smoking one, and my brothers Joe and Mario come running, man, crying, and they're like, "This 18-year-old just pushed us off the bike." So our uncle Lalo just showed up, and I told him about it, and he told me he wasn't gonna get involved, that I needed to handle it. So I said, "All right." I got my brothers and told me where to go. Tell me where the bike was, and they showed me where that guy had just walked in to his house. So I started walking toward his house, and there was a pile of limbs on the side of the road. I bent down, picked me up a limb, and went to that guy's house and kicked his door in and started chasing him through his house, man, kicking him in the ass every step of the way. When he ran out the back door, right before he got off the porch, man, I gave him a real good kick to the ass, man, and he fell off the porch. And then I started hitting him with that limb I picked up, man. I hit him like 10 times, and then I ran home because I heard the sirens coming, man. That guy was 18 years old, man. I was 14, and I beat the crap out of him, man.
Who was the guy, man?
Uh, you remember Professor?
Yeah,
It was his big brother.
his big brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember how his big brother looked, which was Reynaldo Ray.
yeah, Ray Trevino.
Yeah, I don't remember how his big brother looked like.
He was tall, man. Well, I was 14, man. He was 18. Now, of course, he was gonna be tall compared to me. But yeah, he'll tell you, man. He got his butt whooped by a 14-year-old, man.
He remembers that.
Oh yeah, he remembers that, man. So do his parents. They were like, "Who are you? I'm the guy that's doing this," and I was kicking him in the ass.
Where was his house located at?
Right there off of that street that runs by Lala's Bakery, going toward the Golden Pond. Going to the yeah, there's a Golden Pond back there, man.
So the parents were freaking out.
Well, yeah, I kicked their door in, man, and started chasing him through his house, man.
You win a Fort Worth style. Yeah, I remember when you all used to get in the fights over there by the parasol.
Yes, sir.
Who would you fight over there by the parasol? The Mendozas?
The Mendozas, a bunch of people, man, that were just they thought they were gangsters, man, but they were wanksters, man. I
Wangstas?
I started smoking marijuana when I was 11, and I didn't stop till like I was 18. Haven't smoked since, man. Since 1988, I stopped smoking. I tell people one day I came out of the marijuana coma and found out I had two children and a baby mama, and I didn't know where they came from.
Okay, I didn't do too well in that game that I was playing. Man, yeah, I know you would get in a fight with was it you and Chukies or was it Chukies that was fighting the Mendozas at the parasol?
That was my brother Joe Chukis.
He was doing the boxing. How long did he do boxing?
Dude, he won the Golden Gloves in '88, man, in the Valley.
In '88?
Yeah, he won the Golden Gloves in '88 in the Valley.
What do you mean Golden Gloves? They had a
The
Golden
Golden
Gloves in the
Gloves
belt.
boxing. Yeah.
He beat
Yes.
all the people in the valley.
He won the Golden Gloves. Yeah. Yes. Al Gore. I did used to practice martial arts. I showed Abe some of my stuff. His brothers as well.
Yeah, the boxing I did some boxing. I was taught by the manager from Anthony's. He used to be a boxer, and he was training me for boxing. And I was supposed to go fight for the Golden Gloves over there in Corpus Christi, but I didn't do it after all. But I
Smurfy.
was but I was training for boxing with
You can train your muscles for all kinds of strength, Smurfy, but you can't train your joints. That's everybody's weak point. Wherever your legs, feet, and arms bend, that's a weak point. You can train your muscles all you want, but you can't train your weak points, man.
we do a lot of training. Me, ours already good with like you could say like a form of meditating because I was running already. You know, I've been running track for many years since I was in seventh grade. So my relaxation was training when I wanted to get things cleared out of my mind. I'll go running, you know, and when I'm running, I'm thinking, and if I feel a certain kind of emotion, I'll add it to the run. So it was like a mixture of a lot of things. And then when cousin Jesse came, you know, I would knew a little bit because I was my favorite kind of hero, childhood hero was Bruce Lee. Is one of them. Was Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, but Bruce Lee was my number one. But then when cousin Jesse came and he seen what we were going through, me, I knew how to fight somewhat, but I didn't want to fight. Because I'm more was of a grappler that I could put somebody in a chokehold and make them pass out. Uh, but it's like I didn't want to fight nobody because I wanted to maintain a love foundation because I knew of the other things that are around that if you fight or beat somebody, that later on that night, since I was spiritually, how should I say, blessed, that other things were going to come for me at night for doing something wrong during the day. So that's why one of the reasons is like I didn't want to do nothing against anybody because I knew that at nighttime I was going to have to fight spiritually.
Yeah, Gord, you don't want to get kicked in your patella, man. That hurts.
So when cousin Jesse came, all these people were coming after us, so we started training. You know, I would add the implement the trainings that we learned that he showed me, plus the things that I already knew. I implemented that with my run, or even if I was at work, I would practice when I was at work, or anything that I would do, I would implement the training. When people say I don't have time for that, well, you implement that to your regular things and that you do during the day. You implement that, in which after you train and train and train, well, it becomes first to nature, in which it's an automatic. You don't have to think about it; you just react to it. It's one of those things that's where if you maintain a love foundation, you can be very successful with a love foundation because that means you could take care of the enemy without seriously injuring them. But if you cross that and you let anger overtake, well, that person could be seriously injured. So to me, it's about just overcoming the obstacles. But if I had to, and I had no choice, then I would have to do something else. But yes, we trained a lot. We go out there to the woods. Do you remember the time when we were training out there to the woods and you could hear the brujas?
Yes.
Then
Al
I
Gore.
would tell my cousin that there was witches out there, and so we went to do our training with no fear to a certain location out there near. It's right in the outskirts of where nearby where I lived, and he heard them, the witches, and that's when we just decided to okay, then let's not train here. Let's go back to the house.
Yep.
What did you hear that night, cousin?
A lot of cackling and noises. They were having a good time over there, man.
They knew what we
Uh,
were doing. They were following us.
and you know what, cousin? After all these years that I've thought back on everything, it was never personal, man. It was never personal. It was just my way of showing that particular person at that particular time that I was better than him at that particular time. It was never personal, man.
How you doing, Sister Jacqueline Finley? Yeah,
Okay,
so it's like my cousins that were kind of like outsiders because they didn't live in her town, so they didn't really know what existed in her town. So I said, okay, cuz I want to show you something. I took them out there, and we're there not even how long? We're there for like what, 5 minutes,
maybe
two
five
minutes,
minutes, man, somewhere around there. Just
and
enough to get a warm up in.
as soon as we go out there, so I'm going to show you that there's some other things that exist. We're out there to train, and he heard them. He heard the brujas, the lechuzas, whatever you want to call them. They were out there, by the woods.
Yeah, Bonnie Bear. All my children are trained. I made sure that they wouldn't be statistics or victims.
Yeah, my son, I taught him a little bit. what he wanted to learn. But then his calling was boxing. He wanted to box, so that's what he was doing. He was training for boxing, but he got injured from his wrist. I guess wraps wasn't wrapped right,
Yeah,
and
yep.
he has problem with his wrist. But he's working. He's a hard worker. But he's got that DLF in him, man. I'm telling you.
I quit lifting weights for one reason, cause right here with my elbow bends, it hurts now when I lift weights, but because I was doing curls like this, man, with a 50-pound weight, man. And I don't know what I did, but I tweaked something now. I can't lift anymore like that.
Yeah, to me, it was never about the how much weight you can lift. To me, it's about. To me, it's always been about the repetitions. Uh, how many repetitions you could do. At one point in time, I was so focused that I could do 1,500 repetitions in one day. So if I did 1,500 repetitions for a whole year, that's a lot of repetitions. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
that's a lot.
mileage.
That's a lot of lifting. I'm
So
tired just trying to add it
y-
up.
yeah, I'm talking about I was lifting like for example 20 pounds, 25 pounds, a lot of repetitions, 20 pounds, 15 pounds, depends. And I always also implement the training with the weights just in case, right? So, and the training with the movable objects and stuff like that, in which become very dangerous because, like when I got in all those fights in Germany, uh, with the Badingo fights, they didn't know I was training. So they see a guy that weighs 142 pounds that's skinny. They're weighing like 180, 200, 240, 225 because I fought people of all weight classes. They see me, they're like, oh, this guy's easy. But they just didn't know that I was well trained.
Yeah,
So I
well,
overcame him real easily.
my, my father used to always say, it doesn't matter how big he is, you're not going to carry him, you're going to whoop his butt. So weight shouldn't even matter.
Yeah. So these guys were all cut up, like all muscle, coming from, they said they belong to the Crips, to the Bloods, that they were from the Bronx. I fought everybody came away, got defeated. Uh, but I had to do what I had to do. That was a long time ago. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, training, I always kept up the training. I do that when I work out. It's more as like I remember training, but it's dormant right now because I just do the training and the meditations I always do daily, and do it with the weights. I still lift weights, but it's about the repetitions. Like if I have a 20 pounder and I still do my repetition, I don't do like the 1,200 anymore. But I'm more sure if I set it in my mind, I can do them. It's all about what you set in your mind.
well, I'll be honest with you, cousin. I haven't lost my temper or put my hands on anybody since 1997, man. I just, I'm just chilled out now, man. I have nothing left to prove, and I don't let my ego speak for me anymore because it always got me in trouble.
Yeah,
That and they cut off one of my toes.
yeah. To me, is just people. Just put it this way: the people who overcame in Germany, when they looked at me, they laughed at me, making fun of me. But when they woke up after I knocked them out, then they feared me. They're like, "Oh shoot!" So it's like everywhere I located them, like going to the dining facility, they'll be looking towards a wall. They'll be looking away from me, and I'll go up to them and say, "Hey, you don't have to be afraid of me, man." So what happened happened, and then I'll look at them and I'll say, "I'd rather be your friend than your enemy," and we shake hands. That's it, and I go like this, pat him on the shoulder. You don't have to worry about me, and we became friends. I'm more sure they were probably forced to fight fights too. But I would run at that time. Shoot, you remember? I used to run a lot of miles. I used to run over 20 miles a day. Uh, the miles were run in school, then the miles that were run after school, and that's with me working a job. When I would do my homework, it would be like around between 2 to 3 in the morning, 2 to 4 in the morning. I'd go get a little bit of sleep. Then it was time to go to school.
Now I got to exercise every day, man, especially on the weekends, walking to and from town.
Yeah,
Because, mom wouldn't take us to town. We had to walk. And we'd be waiting there for a ride, and she'd just sit there and wait. We'd take off walking, get to the 2 miles away from the house, and she'd pass by in the truck and just honk and not even pick us up.
that was your mom.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Finley said, the one time I was disadvantaged in a fight, the girl was half me, half my size. Never understand small peeps. Then me again. Yeah. Uh, there was this guy, after I beat all these Badingo fights, which were all African American fighters. I have nothing against African Americans, but I was just forced to fight these fights. They told me if I didn't fight, they were going to take my rank. In the military, rank is money. So I beat all these guys of different weight sizes. They were all bigger than me. I defeated every single person. There was this guy that was at the gym. He was a higher rank guy, and he was benching like 700 pounds at the gym. Bench pressing 700 pounds at the gym. I remember when all this, they told me to the same thing, take up your BDU top, stretch out. Next thing there's a crowd of people. They're all laughing. It's kind of like they know they're bringing somebody to fight me, and they're all laughing and they're betting on the side because they're betting money. And then they bring this big guy that I would see at the gym, uh, older older guy, and he says, "Is this the guy that everybody's afraid of? That's been defeating my kind, my people?" And this guy is like 6'9", weighs over 300 pounds. At that time, I was weighing 155, and he said, "Hey, boy," said, "when I grab you, I'm going to break your back, and you're going to be paralyzed for the rest of your life." And he started laughing, and I ignored him. I didn't say nothing back to me. And he said, "Do you listen to what I'm saying?" And I'm studying him. I'm seeing that on his left side, he's fairing his left side more, like something wrong with his left side of his body. And I'm studying him, and he's like, "You're not going to say nothing to me, boy?" You know, here's a
Did
big
that
old black guy. And I asked him a question. I asked him, "Did you say something about my mother?" And he started going off. My mother's already deceased, and he just didn't know that I was using that as fuel to to do what I had to do. So when we fought, uh, he didn't know that the training that I had. He didn't know that I would train with immovable objects, uh, and training as in physical training. Uh, he didn't know that I knew pressure points that I didn't even have had to. The only thing I did is when we finally got in a fight, he tried to take a hit, but I noticed that it was too slow because as big as he was, so I would dodge his punches and I would slap him in the back of his head every time. He was getting mad, and right there when he got mad, I said to myself, "There you go. He's a spiritual opening." So I kept on slapping him in the back of the head. He started getting more mad, and he started throwing power punches, and it was missing every time he threw. And then I said, "Okay, I'm gonna give him the opening." So I put my face like this, so he can try to take a free shot as he swung with everything he had. I took a step back, hit him on the elbow. His body spun because I was training with immovable objects, and I hit him one time right here, in my phalange, real fast and rapid. Quick direct hit to the temple vein. It's kind of like he froze. He's looking at me, and then 300 and something pounds just fall straight to the ground because I cut the circulation to his brain. If I would have hit him any harder, he probably would have died. But I hit him hard enough to stop the circulation to his brain, in which if the circulation brain uh, doesn't have enough oxygen in there, then your whole body shuts down. And that's exactly what it did to this guy. He's laying on the ground unconscious as I'm placing my knees on his shoulders and I'm fixing to do a number on him. Uh, People are freaked out around there because a guy that weighs 155 pounds took out a guy that weighs 300 and something pounds, and I overcame him. I don't know whatever happened to the guy. I don't know if he was ever the same after the blow to the head that I gave him. I never heard about him anymore. Yeah, pressure points. I studied pressure points. You know how I told you about Bruce Lee. When I was getting all these fights, there was this guy that always dressed in Chinese uh, outfits, and he said he knew I was in all these fights, and they were trying to get him to fight me. And he said that he wouldn't fight. He doesn't want to fight me. He didn't want to fight me. And then he told me that he wanted to show me something. I said, "Do you know?" He said, "Do you know who IP Man is?" I said, "No." And he went to the book. He had a book, and he had Bruce Lee with IP Man. I said, "Oh, okay." So, well, IP Man, he was my master. So then he showed me a picture of him with IP Man, also. Uh, that he trained him also, but I'm thinking the one that trained him was the son of IP Man, and he showed me a picture, and I think in the picture he had the father and the son in the picture.
Ip
Uh,
Chun?
IP Man,
Yeah, Ip Man's son.
yeah.
His name is
Well,
Ip Chun.
the guy he had this book of pressure points, and he gave it to me so I could use it and train with pressure points, which is why I implemented in my arsenal. And that's what I used to take out that big guy. They said that he was going to grab me and break my back. I didn't let the intimidation factor affect me because I wasn't afraid of the guy. But I knew where I was gonna hit already. For somebody that big, I already knew that what I was gonna do. I was gonna try to fight him physically. I knew that I was gonna hit a pressure point to put a stop to him, and that's exactly what I did. Somebody that big, that's a big target. They have a big vein, so I hit him with the pressure point to cut the circulation to the brain, and the body just collapsed. And all the people there were freaked out when I did that. That's the last fight I did over there in Germany. Because after that, I told my first sergeant what was going on. They did an investigation. I grabbed some of the people that said that I'd rather have you as a friend than the enemy, which was like 10 of them that I grabbed that were willing to expose them what they were trying to do. In which they told them if you keep on if you're messing with them one more time, I'm taking your rank. Like I said, rank is money. So this other guys, this platoon sergeants were pissed off. They were ex-drill sergeants. Were pissed off. So that's why they targeted me when I went Operation Desert Storm. They wanted to take me out. So the fights continued with internally.
Well, it's like I've always said, cousin. It's not how you hit; it's where you hit.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
my favorite movement, I like to take these two fingers and place them under this pressure point here. It cuts the blood circulation to the brain, and then that whole side of the body just goes numb.
Yes. The pressure points. That's I got that guy right on the temple vein, man. It cut the circulation to his freaking brain. Imagine 300, and I think this guy was like 6'9" and weighed like 365, 370. He was a big. African American guy. Literally when you say Badingo, you see the picture of this guy, and I took him out with one blow, not even a punch. I hit him with my phalange.
You hit him with the phoenix eye.
Yeah,
That's called a phoenix eye.
I got him, man. And I would train that way. I would train with all my body parts. I would train that when I make contact and immovable objects. That guy, man, I don't know what happened to him. He might have had lifetime after effects after that blow, man, because it's one of those blows that when somebody tells you that they're gonna grab you and break you and leave you paralyzed, that's life threatening, right? So
Sorry, cuz I got motion in here. No, when I was training my son, cousin, I would make him hit trees with his hands. He would cry. He would cry, and I would tell him, "Don't cry. You're gonna thank me later." Now he thanks me. Had to condition his hands right, man.
yeah, I used to practice with all kinds of trees, man. Trees, poles, or whatever, man. It didn't matter. I think there's some movement, but I don't know. I think it's my stepson. I never hit nobody
No.
with a. I think I hit somebody with a tiger palm thrust. This dude, when I hit him in the chest, his wing got knocked out of when he flew like 6, 7 feet up in the air, and he landed
Wow.
on his knees, and he was out, dude. He was like he didn't want to
You,
fight me, man.
you used the Fuja tiger claw?
Right in the freaking sternum chest area, man. He
No,
went
man.
flying, bro.
I hit this guy in the stomach, and when I pulled my hand back, I had a round piece of his shirt. I tore a hole in his shirt and his belly, man. And he
So
was
I,
like,
I
"What
I
the
got
hell?"
so good of training. This is I was in Germany, and I would go into the forest, and the trees over there they were pretty tall. They wasn't too wide, but they were real tall. And I'll go train with the movable objects. I had my blindfold on, and I'm listening to Mother Nature around, and I'm training of if I have the enemy in front of me, of how I'm hitting them in different directions. And I remember that when I did this thrust that I tell you about, I did the thrust that this tree that I hit, like a force came out of me, energy. The tree fell down with the blow of the energy,
You
right?
probably
It
pissed
fell
off the
down.
wood spirit too.
Boom, it fell down. So I'm like looking at my hands like this, I took up the blind and I'm like looking like this, the tree is down because I heard it fall down. And then this what happens. As I'm listening and the tree's down, I'm looking at my hands. I hear, I'm looking, trees are falling down and they're falling in the direction towards me and they keep on falling. So there's something that was coming to challenge me spiritually, whatever was in the woods. That it had knocked down like 4 or 5 trees, and I could see the trees falling towards my vicinity. So at that time, I said, "Well, I guess I'm not ready for whatever that is spiritually." So I said, "I'm out of here." I walked out of the woods, but I still walked with no fear. It just wasn't time for me to face whatever that was knocking the trees that were coming my way.
It was the spirit of the woods, cousin.
He got pissed off because I took out a tree.
See, the thing that people don't understand is that when you do martial arts and you're breaking stuff, you're not using your bone. What you're doing is you're focusing your energy to a particular point in your fist, and
Hmm.
the energy is what does the breaking, not the bone.
Yes.
Y'all need to stop right now. That's enough. Thank you.
What was that? Your dogs?
No, no, no. There's just a bunch of crackling sounds going in over there by the TV and on that wall. It's funny. I had never heard nothing in here before.
Well, I think you forgot to do one thing when you went outside. You forgot to say nothing is welcome to follow me home inside. So when you
Yeah.
went outside, when the dog was barking, something might have come inside the house. So I would say for you to say, whatever's here, I take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. I tie and bind and rebuke you in Jesus
Whatever's
Christ's name.
here, I take authority over you. I tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Leave my house. Leave my dwelling. Do not come back. You are not welcome here. In Jesus Christ's mighty name. Amen.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Because that's why the dogs were barking out there, the way they were barking. Amen.
Hmm.
That's what you're supposed to do, brothers and sisters. Is if you get distracted and something's outside, you go outside your home, do the sign of the cross. When you come back inside the house, you say, "There's nothing welcome to follow me inside my home. Stay out of here. You're not welcome inside my house." You got to take authority.
I'm gonna probably have to take that pyramid and put it somewhere else, man. Because
You think it's
I,
the pyramid?
I
Yeah,
haven't heard anything like that since I brought that thing here to for show and tell, and I've been hearing stuff.
yeah, yeah. You might want to put it in a location
Hold on a minute. Let me see.
or cover it up.
Looking for something that I had here. I don't see it anymore. I guess I'll do it tomorrow. I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, just cover it up with something.
Oh no, cuz I'm fine. I don't have fear. I just don't like it noisy in here.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I'm used to it.
So basically, what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, I've been training all my life, spiritually and physically. And when these people try to come up against me in a negative way, it's like, look at my track record. Talk to the people that came before you. No, I don't want to hurt anybody in any kind of way, shape, or form. But if I have to protect this vessel, because this vessel is what allows me to do the spiritual works that I do, so I have to protect it. I'm going to protect it by any means necessary. That's what these people don't understand. The trolls and the people that are coming up against in a negative way, that I still work out. So if you don't think I'm a threat and you come in a negative way, you're going to find out the hard way. That's all I can say.
You still saying there's stuff at my house, Bounty Bear? Uh, Nah, I don't feel anything. I'm hearing stuff, but I don't feel threatened.
He said, "Can you pacify the pyramid through Jesus?" Yeah, you can type on a rebuke whatever is there through Jesus Christ. Any objects.
I got some holy water here, man. I'll find it tomorrow, and whatever's in here, I'll drive it out of here with the holy water.
It's a topic that we're talking about, brothers and sisters. Sometimes when you talk about these things, that you're trying to share your wisdom and knowledge or what you've been through. This one thing is that things might resurface up, or they try to resurface up. Like for example, when I made the sound of the lechusa, and y'all heard something whistle here inside my house, and then you heard I heard somebody whispering, saying something like the brujas. They said it pops in and out. Okay, Jesse. Does it pop like a popcorn?
Yeah, it's not popping like in threes. It's just like it'll pop and then it'll sound like it'll move somewhere else and pop somewhere else and come back and pop over here. I'm not worried
So
about it, cousin. It's not.
so
It's not
that
messing
means
with
that
shit.
it's something that's trying to grow, but it don't have enough energy.
Because I'm not giving it any energy. Like I said, I'm not afraid.
Bonnie Bear said she's been in two comas. I saw things before my comas. The comas can enhance it all. It's a electrical snaps. That's what she
Yeah.
says.
Yep. It could be that witch that I told you about, cousin, that my mom knows that she comes and checks stuff through the electrical current.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I'm not really worried about it. As you can see, I'm sitting here without fear.
How you doing, Sister Liz Delgado? She says, snap, crackle, and pop.
No, Liz, that only sounds when I get up out this chair.
Oh man, snap,
My
crackle,
my
and
knee,
pop.
my knees, my back, and then my
So
big toes.
those little elves, what were they? Elves from the
Huh?
snap, crackle, and pop cereal.
Yeah, they were elves.
There you go. Bonnie and Honey Bear said, I pick up on energy.
So do I, but I'm not picking anything up. I'm just hearing sounds. But like I said, your ears and eyes can be deceived.
Rice Krispie Duendes.
Hey man, that's the name of the Mexican cereal. Yeah,
Then you got you get the Rice Krispie Duendes, and then you got the Shamrock Duende, the Leprechaun, Lucky Charms. It's the Leprechaun, and you get them in generic version too. It's a generic version of the Leprechaun for the Lucky Charms, and then you got say that's two, and you got Frankenberry cereal. You know what? I don't know if they still sell them or not. But used to have Frankenberry and Conchocula. I think at one point in time they used to have Duende cereals called the Smurfs.
hey,
At
don't
one
be
point in
talking
time.
about Smurfs, man, because Smurfy's gonna get offended.
Oh, I'm sorry, Smurfy. I'm sorry. Oh, she's not here, is she? I'm sorry, Smurfy, to offend you. Yeah, they have Blueberry. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, what other cereals did they have? They even had
Blueberry,
the
blueberry.
Reese's Krispies Little Alien cereal at one point in time. For the Reese's Alien, they like the Reese's. They had a little alien cereal at one point in time. Then you had the
You had those sugar smacks.
Toucan Sam. What the Fruit Loops?
The Fruit Loops, dude. I hated those Fruit Loops because we all have big noses, man. Follow your nose. Hey, cousin, I never knew what the girls in high school used to call me, man, till about a year ago that I caught up with one of the girls that we used to go to school with. You know what they used to call me, man? The nose. Wow. That was messed up, man.
Uh, shit. Yeah, I remember the all those cereals from back in the day, man. We
See,
could
we got
never afford them. I just remember seeing them.
man. I remember when I first got to be a daddy that I moved in with my baby mama. Man, we would buy the cereal box. It was just black and white. They just said cereal.
A white box and said cereal.
It was the cereal in black letters, man. It was just generic as could be, man. It wasn't even name brand. It just said cereal on the box.
They said, "Oh yeah, they liked you anyway." All those girls were after the gangsters. LOL. Sister Delana. Yeah, it runs in the family, but my nose is still perfectly intact because of the training.
Hey, man.
Nobody was able to connect to the nose, to
Uh,
the face.
I'm not
Uh,
bragging when I say this. In my 56 years of living, I've never had a black eye. I've given plenty, but never had one for myself.
yeah, the only black eye I ever had was when a tank broke my nose. We went into a big hole, and I was a gunner, so my face bit the sights. And the broken nose I had wasn't during then; it was after I had to get surgery. That's the only time I've had a broken black eyes, because I had to break my nose to put it back in place. I guess after a whole year of having it broken, they finally fixed it. They didn't want to fix it. It's either you're going to fix it, or I'm going to take this higher and report you to the people in charge of the division that you're not trying to help me. And they finally did, but it took them a whole year. The military didn't care what you were going through. They just wanted to know if you were ready to do the job and the mission. That's all they cared about. But
Well, Ridge Runner, I was gonna say something, but we have mixed company here, so I'm just gonna keep the comment to myself. But you would have laughed.
they got a good sized noses as well. So we're kind of like Toucan Sam going through the Fruit Loops.
We follow our nose. It always knows.
Oh man. Then I think there was a cereal also that had like fairies with the little wands. I just can't remember them. There's so many cereals to do put some kind of character on there.
I was when it came to dating, man. I was like that dog from Cookie Crisp.
See, no one ever broke
Oh,
my son's nose either.
man.
Yeah.
What you laughing at, Delana? Oh man, the, the cool Krista.
Uh,
Cálmate, perro.
yeah, it's like man, there's so many people. Like I guess for males, there's a lot of males that have a freaking what do you call it, ego pride, and they see somebody that's challenging to them, as in a maybe in a physical way or the way you look. So because they don't want to challenge you, they want to challenge you because they feel threatened. I remember this drill sergeant that wanted to fight me because of the way my eyes look. He said that when he looks at me, that I look like an eagle. That's what he told me. Right? That he wanted to fight me. He had done a lot of things before that. Which I remember being in formation, doing the open ranks, and he hit me with a freaking a big old branch hit me right in the head on my Kevlar. I seen him and I went at him, and they took all the drill sergeants to get me off of him. And then there was another drill sergeant that tried to kick me in the face when we were doing the hand to hand combat training. You know, you're supposed to let the people flip you. I landed perfectly, and when I landed, I heard the footsteps. You know, my senses were keen, and when I looked to the right, he was running, and he threw the kick, and I blocked it, grabbed him, pulled him down, and got on him, and they all came and get me off of him. You know, so yeah, there was a lot of people that wanted to test. They said they disliked me. The way I said, "Well, shit, if you dislike me, at least handle it like a man. Don't be a, how should I, a punk ass bitch and try to hit me behind the back or sideways. Handle me man to man. I'm sure I'm a man. You know. But yeah, he hated me. You know, it's like he never fought me like a man. I never seen the guy's name. His name was Drill Sergeant Zinger. You know, he with Zingr. I don't know whatever happened to the guy. He's probably like, ooh, I would say like in his 60s by now. You know, I really wanted to fight this guy to show him. You know, I was in. You know, when you're in basic, you know, I know they tried to install fear factor, which I'm not afraid, so that wasn't working. So they would get pissed off because any tactics that they were trying to do wasn't working. After I was graduated, they hadn't gotten me orders to go to Germany yet, or I hadn't gotten my orders. I was working out with the drill sergeants, and they couldn't do the liftings that I would do because I was trained that way. They couldn't do. Uh, I'd do reps, so I'll grab it and lift it to my chin. They couldn't do that. They couldn't even do like 10 of them, and I'm there showing them doing 100 of them. So they're feeling like damn, this guy, there's something about him that we didn't know about, you know. So I said, so I'm gonna be respectful with y'all, but I think it was kind of disrespectful. And I told him, you think that you get into people's minds here because that's what you tried to do. So I'm gonna be honest to you. My mother was a lot hardcore than you were. That's what I told them.
Dude, mom was hardcore, man.
That's what I told them. They just don't understand what I meant, so they took it as disrespect. But they didn't understand what I meant. You know, the drill sergeants are not freaking hitting you. They don't want to fight you. They're just training you. But the discipline I would get at home, uh, coming from a Hispanic family, was hardcore, man. The discipline factor of it.
You want to hear a funny story, cousin? I got home from high school, man, and we lived out at the Pennington Farms, and we had had a storm the night before. So I get home from school, man. You know, I'm thinking I did my weights today. I'm up above. I went in. I did all my exercises. I'm done training for the day, right? So I get home. Mom tells me, "Hey, take your clothes off. I got something for you to do." So I said, "Okay." Put on some shorts and said, "What do you want?" She handed me an axe, man. She goes, "You see that limb that's hanging off the tree? I want you to go outside and cut that down." Dude, I was out there for 2 hours, man, in the heat. And every time I'd whack that thing, it wouldn't do nothing, man. I started throwing up from heat exhaustion. My mom came out and saw what I was doing. She goes, "Así no, pendejo." And dude, she gave it one whack and cut it down. I had been out there for 2 hours. She said, "Métete para adentro, pendejo. Mira, ya andas todo asoleado." So yeah, man, that was messed up, man. I've been out there for 2 hours whacking that thing. She went out there, whacked it once, and brought it down. No,
The
Bruce, the
hell,
Bruce, he's on the box of Transformers.
the Wheaties to Bruce Jenner. I guess
Bruce
he
Jenner's on the box of
transformed for a loop,
Transformers.
or in the Tutti Frutti box. Yeah, it's in the box of Transformers.
He's the main Transformer. He's called Pussimus Prime. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Se me salió.
I'll be right back, cuz.
No,
Keep them entertained, man.
that's what he was running from when he was a runner, guys. They caught up to him and turned him Transformer. Se me salió, Alex Ray. We're all a work in progress. Yeah, Bounty Hunter. Bounty Bear. Rar. Hi, Abigail. How you doing? Nothing's up but the moon, the cloud, and the stars. That's a real Decepticon. I'm glad you're good, Abigail. Everything in here stopped. There's no more noises in here. How's everybody's night going? I hope we're not boring you. It's just that I sent him that picture when we were. I was 17, he was 16, and his little brother Robert was, I think maybe 12. I'm not sure.
There's a picture of me when I was in the military. I think her hair was like probably like 24, 23. I can't remember.
You look hardcore, cousin.
I was hardcore cuz. Yeah.
What pick, Bounty Bear?
Yeah. She's talking about the picture. She saw it in a short reel that I created.
Oh, okay. The one with the thing in the shadow. Yeah, I
Well,
saw
with
it
it,
too.
I think I put the pic and I put a lot of things on TikTok. It was a pic with all the things that I've encountered. Yeah, I mean, look at my job. I was a tanker in the front lines that I had to be hardcore. I had no choice but to be that way. My thought process was be killed. I mean, kill or be
To
killed.
be killed. My thought
That was
process
my
has
that
always
was
been like
my
that.
in which I had to have my guards up 24/7, be alert 24/7, and just be ready. That's what I was trained for combat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the witching hour. It is now 3 in the morning. Whatever's
Ooh,
gonna
a good
happen
time
is
to play
gonna
this game
happen.
here. Let me raise up my volume a little bit. Maybe you can hear me better, or I can hear y'all.
Anybody want to go outside and whistle? Hold on. Let me change the laugh.
Do a Count Chocula laugh.
There's an idiot going down the street, man, at 3 in the morning. Radio full blast, man.
They'll be doing that on purpose. The mics keep going out. That's what she's saying. I can hear.
Can you hear me, cuz? Can you hear me? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in Canada, Jacqueline? Howdy.
What's up, eh? Or I think there's strollos, there's lowriders in Canada, eh?
Hey, you know what?
I'm
Speaking
just
of that,
playing.
cousin, you know where the Honda is at real heavy right now? In Japan, man. They got Japanese cholos, man, and lowriders now.
Japanese strollos.
Yeah, that's where the Honda is right now. It's in Japan. They got lowriders and everything over there right now, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ain't never been beat up by a Japanese cholo yet. I'll give him a I'll give him a pork chop. Pork chop.
Yeah. All right. There we go. So I can hear them. It keeps cutting out.
Well, I can. Abe can hear me. Can everybody else hear me? Please let me know.
Yeah, I can hear you, cuz. You got your headsets on? Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, man.
They
Let
say
me.
it's her. That's hers that is going out, not us.
Okay. Well, let
Cause
me go get my charger, man, because I just
okay,
got the ding ding thing.
okay. I'm waiting to try to get this little mini here real quick. I'm fixing to jump in the lobby. I hope y'all enjoying the show. Sorry, Sister Abigail, that yours is cutting out. It could be your internet, or maybe you might have to shut off your phone and turn it back on. You know, yeah, you can refresh the live. Swipe your button so you can refresh. Here's reminiscing the good old days. You know, my soldiers still call me Sorencias till this day. They remember how Cora was. They show me respect even till this day. I got out in 1999, and they still call me Sorencias.
I went and got protection, cuz.
What the hell? Share a story with them, cousin. I'm trying to play for this little mini real quick.
So what kind of story do y'all want to hear? Please let me know.
We're talking about the reminiscing.
Okay, there was another instant. I had borrowed my mother's car to go grocery shopping, and I went to visit a friend. Yeah, and as I was pulling off, I kind of touched his neighbor's yard with my back tire, and I had my windows down, and he yelled at me, "My yard's not a driveway, MFer." I said, "Oh, really?" So I stopped, and I said, "What did you tell me?" He was talking mad crazy stuff behind the fence with barking dogs. So I opened his fence, let his dogs out, chased him through his yard. He tried to jump over the back fence when I caught him with a swift kick in the arse and knocked him into the alley. His dogs just, as soon as I opened the fence, just took off running. They went out into the streets. That never should have happened, man. But he was talking mad, crazy stuff from behind us, behind his door. He thought I wasn't gonna go in there and, how we said in the old days, regulate him. Disarray, is that a Hulk? Here's a story. One time I was teaching Abe's brother. We call him Chang. We were throwing darts at each other. The ones that those steel pointy darts that you play darts with. We were we were throwing darts at each other and catching them. Well, he missed it and it stuck into his knee, and he was running around with the dart stuck in his knee. I went over there and just plucked it out. All right then.
Dang.
Desiree, like I said before, there are differences between being a gangster in a big city and being a gangster in a little city. He all he was just mouth.
Yeah, I won $23. Sometimes the jackpots you got 123, 117. Then it goes higher. The big one you can win up to 900, 800 whenever it goes off. But it takes a while for that to go off. But I won just $123 and I logged out real quick. I hit and run like a bandit.
Yeah, most of I'm not saying all, but most of the guys in our hometown, they were wannabe gangsters.
I'm back, brothers and sisters. Just had to take a little bit break so I can try to hit it, and I finally hit the jackpot.
Congratulations, cousin.
Thank you. The things that I miss about the military, the good things that I miss about the military was, when you spend 10 years, you remember things that you enjoyed to do. Even though, it's a tough job, breakfast was the number one thing. I mean, the training, you do the PT in the morning, but, which that was an easy breeze for me, but breakfast in the morning at the mess halls, uh, I like getting me either over easy eggs or the omelets that they would make. And then they had a little salad bar. You can eat salad bar, because in the military, the food, when they cook it, it really doesn't have no fat or no grease. So it's kind of like you eat it, and next thing you know, you're still hungry because it didn't fill you up, you know. And they give you a pretty good amount of proportions, but they want to keep you like in a certain diet, right, to stay in shape. That's why they do that. Uh, I miss that from the military was breakfast. Are you okay, cousin Jesse? What's going on?
Excuse me, y'all. I was drowning on water I'm drinking.
I knew the people that were cooks. The cooks, I knew some cooks that were cool with me. So sometimes they will hook me up with extra food. Uh, but one thing about the military, for the food, you always have hot sauce. And sometimes the food had no taste. Right, so you could put the salt. They wouldn't cook it with salt or peppers or nothing like that. So anything you had to put on the food is afterwards.
I'm good, Alex. I just have enlarged tonsils. The water got in between, so now it's got me covered. If you never see nobody choke on water, you seen somebody.
I seen a boy choke on the corner of the cob.
Huh?
I seen a boy from Oklahoma choke on the corner of the cob daily.
Oh, really? Was it lightly buttered or just salty?
Russian doll said choking on the corn gob cousin Jesse. Damn, what the hell? That might be
Russian
Russian
doll?
doll might be corn on the
There,
cob.
there's no way I could eat corn. I don't have no teeth. I have
Uh,
to get it in the blender.
the old boy Mikey from a corn on the cob guy. He has his own gag reflex, so he's able to just stick it right down his throat, man. He got no gag reflex.
No teeth, Jacqueline. I have to fight my baby niece for her Gerber.
Uh, uh, we're reminiscing, of things of the past of what we've been through. When I look at that picture, man, it was hard for me, man.
I know, man,
Uh,
because it took you a
because
while
it's
to
fresh.
respond.
It's I lost my mother. I was working two jobs, trying to support my brothers and sisters to the best of my abilities. I really didn't have no help for anybody helping us. So it's like we were doing it on our own. Imagine nothing but teenagers living in the house.
Yep. No adult supervision.
No adult supervision. That was us.
Yet all the
But
chores got
but we're
done
still responsible enough to be able to go to school and graduate high
every day.
school.
Every day with no missing no days. The chores got done, the food got everybody got fed, the bills got paid.
So yes, just want people to understand. Like I have people that want to target me because of where I've been in combat. They want to target me because I do podcasts with somebody else on Fridays, right? Because they might dislike the individual. Doesn't matter what I do, uh, what I've done or what I've been through in my life. That's been me, Abe Sears. There's nobody that has any kind of manipulation over me, but the only person, or should I say, that that I have faith and believe in Jesus Christ. So everything I do is through Jesus Christ. So for those that they're are not having success and they're hating on me, why? Why are you hating on somebody that everything where I've been through and what I've done, I'm in the situation I'm in right now because I've been there, I've done that. It's kind of like the saying goes, uh, you got to do the walk if you're doing the talk, right? Or do the talk if you do the walk. Uh, in essence of a way, I've been there, done that. Uh, which I don't see why people should have me talk bad about me when I really don't talk bad about anybody unless they come at me in a negative way. Then I'll defend myself. Right here, as you can see, the site that we see in the tank says 1,200 meters. This is when you go manual in the tank. We got sites where it's got different numbers that you're, but this is a site. The reticle that you see is called a reticle. You know, for all this cryptid hunters or there's people that said they're bad. Well, we had a reticle, and I could, if you're the enemy and you're being a distance, I could shoot you from a distance. We have a laser capability in the tank, laser and blaze, target, because our weapon systems were bore sighted to the tank. So that's a reticle you see. So I'll put that reticle on you. Boom, that's it. It's the kill. I could put the reticle on a piece of straw or grass sticking out of the ground, shoot a bullet in the it will get cut in half. That's how accurate the tank system was.
Oh, that's messed up, Ridge Runner. Hey man, you know that's porn.
Runny
Corn on
knows
the
about the
cob,
sites. Look at that.
corn on the cob side.
It's a cross, but check it out, man. Check out the reticle. What do you see in the center? A cross. Una cruz. It's it's a cross. Thank you, brother Alex. Right in the back of the shirt, I got a skull. Let me see how I can go around so y'all can see.
All right, Liz, I see your elote. All I see is the back of your neck, cousin. Nope, no me se me, no. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, yeah, the skull. I've seen it. I've seen too many bodies, too many skulls after the combat, man.
Desiree, we are cousins. His mom and my mom were sisters. We are first cousins at that.
So I've seen a lot
Uh,
of things.
I have never served, not in the military. I served on the streets though, but not in the military.
No, the shirt has a skull in the back of the shirt. This shirt I got it from my brother in arms. That's what he does. He's got a site where he sells military shirts. So all the shirts that I wear here are spiritually encrypted encounters. Or it's from his side. His brother Corey Stevenson, and his site is called Recon One, and which you're able to buy certain things off of him. He sells good deals. That's all of them, Alex. Did you have a Bigfoot shirt?
Look out, man! It might come to life and strangle you. Never know where he's hiding. He's like finding Waldo.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand, man. People like when the doctors come at me in a negative way and they're acting like they have PTSD, and I'm just staying there calm and relaxed, and they're trying to get to me, but they can't. It's like they just don't know who they're messing with. You know, they don't know that their life can be in danger in the blink of an eye. Uh, just like the people that come up here and they get negative way, they have no reason to be talking about me, but they want to put my name out there. It's like, yeah, I just don't know. But what, not just I, but my company, my battalion, I was in 135 armor, and we did what we have to do, you know, to the enemy that come up against us using this reticle. Once this reticle was on you, that's it. With this reticle, we could shoot the coax, the 50 cal. We could shoot the 240 machine gun. We could shoot the main gun, the saber or the heat round. If that reticle was on you and we're in combat, that's it. Game over. You know. Uh, I just don't know when people want to come up against me in a negative way, especially where I've been. They want to disrespect me as a soldier. They wouldn't be able to cope to what I witnessed or what I had to do out there. Uh, I just don't know why in somebody's right mind that's never been in combat or served in the military want to come up against me in a negative way. Another thing, uh, we were called Iron Knights. My unit, or every time we finished the formation, we'd say Iron Knights because that's what we were. That's what we were. I was in Germany. We were called Iron Knights. In our battalion, we had the armor of knights. There were swords of knights, and there was the what do you call those joust things that they had to
A
hit on somebody
lance,
off their horse.
a lance.
The lance. We had all that in our battalion. So you're really talking to Knight uh, Sir Sorcius because they even they did the decree with a sword on me, you know, because I was a knight. We went to fight in a war, and when we came back, they did the sword thing. You know,
You were
we
knighted.
belong
You were knighted.
to the knights.
You were knighted.
I was knighted. Yes.
Hey, Ridge Runner. That's called the taking of the shame cave, brother.
Uh, that's Abigail says, "Have you all experienced being grabbed on your shoulder with a lot of pressure?"
No, Abigail, but I've experienced getting grabbed by the calf and being dragged under a bed.
So I've been in Germany. It was Iron Knights. When I was in the cab, we was in Black Knights. You know, armor. We're in armor. Get it? Armor, armor. So I was a knight. So my name is Cercius. Was knighted a long time ago. I just still don't understand. You know, like that female that was talking bad about me, trying to make fun of an accident that I was in which I'm still here alive, talking very well with y'all. It's like, what is old hag talking crap about a knight? Because she's a witch. If I remember correctly, back in the Crusades, what would they do with witches?
Burn
Cousin
them at the
Jesse,
stake.
can you enlighten me, Jesse, to what will happen to witches?
They would either burn them at the stake or drown them in the river.
And or behead them?
Yes.
Beheading was one of them. Uh, Hanging them was another one.
Yep.
Or sometimes they would tie them up
And
and
burn them
two
at the
horses
stake.
pull opposite ways, and they cut them in halves. Evil people, wicked people.
When did what happen, Gwen?
We're talking about the
That
Crusades.
that was a real bad way to die, cousin. Being just rent, have your body just dismembered, man.
It was happening. That literally happened for real.
No, I know it did, but it was just a horrible way to die.
What was it called? The Christian Crusade? No, it wasn't a Christian Crusade.
I don't know. That might have been the Salem witch hunt. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's probably an old lady. It's probably like she's got a profile picture, but that's not the way she looks. She's probably way older than that. Unhappy, and she
Yes,
decided to
William.
talk bad about me.
There it is, cousin. Drawn and quartered is what it's called.
A lot of people died that way, and it's just people if to follow suit. That are wicked. uh, they have nothing positive to say out of their mouth. So they're the type of people that want to paint you to be a certain way and talk crap about you. I know if my sisters were around and they were here to talk crap, they'd probably beat the hell out of her.
You don't want to mess with Pita.
So for the lady who was talking crap to me, I got a sister that can handle you.
Hi, Eve Reyes.
My wife
Welcome.
will handle your ass.
I don't know, man. Your
Keep
wife
on
is a quiet type, man. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
the Crusades. Yeah, that's what I said. The Crusades. The Knights of Templar. Yes, Templar Knights. Think around those times of the Crusades, also had the Black Plague that was happening. Also, that's when they had the stories of was the guy with the pipe getting all the rats out of the city,
The Pied
Well,
Piper.
the pipe piper. But just listen to me. I just want to y'all understand for that many rats to have caused a plague in that nature, right? But that's what they say. That's where they came from. You got to know that if there was that many rats, that's pestilence. And what brings pestilence, brothers and sisters? Evil. So a lot of that was happening, you could say, was demon. The demons were causing this pestilence around uh, through using the rats, but it's a form of an infestation. That's why so many people died.
What happened?
So until you stand next to the coffin of a friend or comrade, don't you dare fucking talk shit. Yes, I believe there was a lot of demons running loose in those days.
Well, they say that
That,
the Pied Piper was a demon too because he took the children.
yeah, people don't understand that. There was a lot more than just that. She said it's a fleece of the rats that actually were killing. There was a lot more involved in that for it to have spread that way. Kind of like we could put the coronavirus in place right there. There was a lot of other things causing a lot of people to die besides the coronavirus. Just runner. That's why I work out. I stay active. It's kind of like I say to myself, is that there's still people. You got to be ready
Yes,
for
yes.
anything, uh, just in case somebody comes up at you in a negative way. You know, so that's why I train daily and stay active, uh, just in case.
You know what, cousin? There's a story that I told to you that I've never told the viewers here, man. You want me to tell them
Go
about
ahead, cuz.
that secret stairwell I found under the neighbor's house
Huh?
that led all the way to downtown Fort Worth, but it was underground and there was just nothing but coffins on each side of the tunnel going downtown. And then we heard a noise when we were really, really far in there, and we all just ran back the way we came, went out of the steps and sealed that door so that nobody could get in or out. But it led from the north side of Fort Worth all the way to downtown Fort Worth, man. All underground and nothing but coffins on each side of the tunnel, man. I remember that like it was yesterday. That was creepy. Hope y'all enjoyed that story. It's just something I just remembered when Rich Runner was talking about coffins.
She said, when was this?
Back in 1982, Desiree, I'm pretty sure they were full. They were underground. We heard one open. That's why we all ran back to where we went in. We were gonna go check in every coffin.
Do you think that it's probably Nosferatu under there? I
Could
mean, if it's not a cemetery, where would there be coffins?
exactly. Like I said, we were just exploring
So
under
when you
under
went
the
in the
neighbor's
tunnel,
house.
what was keeping the light? Was there lighting in the tunnel?
Yes, there was lights on the wall, but it was a like a little hatch that opened like this, and then there was a stairwell going down. It went around like that, and then when we got to the bottom, there was just a straight tunnel with lights on the side of the walls, and then there was like compartments with coffins in them.
Ah, that's kind of creepy right there because it's not a cemetery. I know other countries that would have those kind of things like that where they had the coffins on in the underground, and that's how they were buried. The people was underground, and they'll stick them in compartments.
It was a duplex. Desiree and a Hispanic family lived in front, and a white lady and her daughter lived in back. It was under the white lady's house where we accidentally found that door.
It was a lady's house.
It was a rental house, cousin. Two different families lived in that house, one in front, one in back, because there was a duplex. And we were hiding from this man that was chasing us, and we went under that back house, and we stumbled into that trap door.
So maybe the location could have been an area where,
They say that the whole north side of Fort Worth used to be a cemetery.
oh, so that's probably what you've seen was all the grave sites of where they would bury the people.
Yep, that is the full story, Alex. Right? It was just one afternoon that we were out there doing rascal stuff, and we had to hide from the popo. And we went under that house and found that trap door, and we took it. You need to pray to Jesus to keep that demon off you, Abigail.
Can't give it power. You already know what to do.
Creepy stories,
Take
Elena. It
take
was even
authority
creepier for me because
over it through Jesus Christ's name.
I experienced it. You saw what I did, Abigail? I tied, bound, and rebuked it, and it left my house. You have to have faith, and you must not show fear. Because when you fear it, you're giving it power because you're feeding it. They feed off of fear.
He's saying Alex Rice said, "Do you remember the address?"
Yes, it was on. It was a. The house is no longer there because they've been renovating the neighborhood. But it was on the corner of 14th and Lee in Fort Worth, man.
So what happened to the thing that went in the ground? They covered it up.
We covered it up and we never went back. We never told nobody about it. We were the ones that ran the neighborhood anyway, so if we knew about it, that was the only people that needed to know about it.
Amen, Sister Deborah. Can't be afraid about can't be afraid about witches or demons. Uh, at nighttime, in the valley where I grew up, like between 1 to 3, you see them. You can literally see them walking the streets, and they're dressed all in black, and they're rocking real slow because they're already very old. So they're rocking real slow, all in black, and they have like veils on their face. That's when the witches come out. Is the
Uh,
nighttime. You know, just they cover their face, so you don't know what it is. If it's a person, if it's a, what do you call it? A Valkyrie, a harpy or a siren, because they cover their face for a reason, so you can't see them. I'm thinking they might be in their witch form.
Boots on the ground better not come and investigate over here because I have a corn cob waiting for his ass, lightly buttered. Yeah, man. Cousin Abe, he has a love foundation. Cousin Jesse, he just has butter.
Yeah, I've seen them. I grew up around all this stuff. Witch, those are called dark witches. They're very evil, very wicked. Uh, they just try to cause chaos, all kinds of chaos and havoc. That's what they do.
There's some witches that are very, very beautiful. You can't tell a witch until it's time for her to do what she's gonna do. You just have to be able to feel the malevolence in
The
the
the witches
atmosphere.
that I faced when I was a kid, they were very old witches because they've been witches for a very long, but they're already very old. So these witches were like the ones in charge of regions of regions or and states. But there's a witch in every region.
You said that they were
Every
like they were the heads of the coven, the witch coven. They were the heads of the witch coven.
Yeah, the old ones, when they turn into their manifestation, yeah, they're not. It's kind of like the ones that have sold their soul. To my understanding, I remember my grandmother would always tell me, "Don't go into their room." There's a certain room in her house that she wouldn't let me go in there. Uh, to my understanding, a witch that has sold her soul, their subcutaneous layer, which is their outer skin, is just a disguise, because their true nature is when they take off the outer layer skin. That's when you see their true nature, what they really are. The witches. It's kind of like the lady that I've encountered many. They always try to come just like in the movies, like the some of those witches that pretend that they're very friendly during the day. They want to give you a piece of candy. They want to give you an apple or an orange, but they might have something on it, right? They're always like very kind in the nature, and when they come at you, like when you're a kid, what happened to me? They come out of nowhere. I could be in school. I remember one time I was being in school, walking to school. I was already within the campus, and I hear somebody call my name. There's this old lady calling me, and she's trying to give me something. And I look at her spiritually. I can see that she's a witch, and it's like, why would she want to give me something? And I will look at her and say, no, I don't want it, and I walk away from her because she was up to no good. So you got to be careful. In this world, witches, very old witches, dark witches. I was always running into them. And spiritually, I could always tell. They were up to no good. So I would just stay away from them, not associate with them. Uh, yeah, there's some that are very old that are not very beautiful. They look very ugly, but those are the ones that
Man, you something else, Rich Winter.
was up. Let me meet a beautiful witch on the street. I'll give her candy all day, sucker. LOL.
So what you trying to say, Rich Winter? You're trying to get that huck to her?
They hate Christians. Yes. So, what town do you live, Sister Deborah? I know in California they have locations like that. A lot of the Mexico border towns. That's where they reside. There, a lot of brujas and brujos there. Doing that's why the borders are open right now in the United States. There's a lot of wickedness happen. They do it for the children. So there's a lot of children that are missing, and a lot of children being used. So at least I'm more like to pray for the children, to for our children to be protected. We type on a rebuke any cult like activity, and we type on a rebuke anybody that's affecting our children. We type on and rebuke them in Jesus Christ's name. This I pray through Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Northeastern. Yeah, I've seen it where it was a warlock who was dressed in a red robe, and I think he had like three dark witches with him. And in the house in Removille, they were standing in my backyard, and I went up to them and I said, "What are y'all doing here?" And they were just chanting. So as they're chanting, I start saying the Our Father, and as I saying the Our Father, they disappear. Those are I believe they had a seance going on somewhere else. Uh, but through the spirit, I was shown this, so I went into prayer to defend myself. But it was four of them: the warlock and the three witches. The warlock had a red robe. The witches were all in like a black, covering their face with robes. So you could say it was like a cult. But I overcame them with the love foundation. Amen. That's why we're here, man. I battled them all my life. Imagine somebody coming at you, a complete stranger, and you're like 7 and 8 years old at the store buying a loaf of bread because you got sent to buy a loaf of bread and to hurry up. Then a lady comes and she comes up to me and just try to get so close to my face like this, looking at me. And that's when I go into prayer, and then she backs up, walks away. They attack through the tear ducts. If you see an old lady crying and she's looking at you, not saying nothing to you, what she's trying to do is transfer the demons through the tear ducts. That's one way they can attack you, right? So when you hear somebody crying, doesn't mean that they're really crying because they're trying to transfer something to you. Or they come and they try to touch you, you step back, don't let them touch you because they're trying to place a witchcraft and occultancy on you. If they get offer you something to eat, don't eat it because most likely you have something. But spiritually, your spirit is going to let you know what they're about. Yeah, no, this is, uh, you know, honestly, at that time when I was going through what I was going through, I didn't know about Hansel and Gretel. All I knew is that I was facing these people. cult, like there was cults and there was the witchcraft cults, and people. All I know, they all dressed in black. All these people, and they would come at nighttime. They come in. You could see them at nighttime walking around the house and stuff like that. It's like, who's coming at 3 in the morning? I got a story for y'all. If you want to hear a story, I know we're losing cousin Jesse here. He's kind of dozing off.
No, no, I'm trying to read without the glasses, man.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, the Alex is saying that he's still waiting for the Pájaro movie.
Yeah, we're waiting for it too. I know when he started creating them, when we started having physical problems, he had lost his eyesight. It's kind of like nobody wanted him to talk about that. But he's still working on it. You know, I need to get in contact with him. I'm gonna see how I can buy a shirt from him of the Pajaro shirt. Uh, Let me see. I can remember the story I was going to share with y'all. Okay, this happened in the Rio Grande Valley. Uh, there was a town called Hargill where my other cousins live, and they were having elections. The people in the elections, they want your vote, so they'll have a barbecue. They'll buy you some beer just so they can buy your vote illegally, because that's how they do it over there. So they invite, hey, just come on, cuz, and they'll you come get yourself a free plate of barbecue, right? So we drove over there, and I'm getting a plate of barbecue. It's good because it's barbecue. There was this female there, and we started talking, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to come to my house?" Seemed like a pretty cool guy. So sure, we can go and talk or whatever. She had like 3 or 4 children. I guess her man was in prison. So we're talking there, we're joking around, drinking beer. I think the beer we were drinking was Old Milwaukee Best. I'm like 16 years old drinking Old Milwaukee Best, which is like a lot of foam in it. So I'm drinking the beer, and it's got this kind of nasty taste to it. But we're drinking, and then the clock is fixing to hit 10 o'clock. So it's like 9:55. It's like it's like a whole demeanor changed. She went from being cool to like being scared. And she's telling me, "You need to leave. You need to leave right now." And I said, and it's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "If you don't leave by 10, if you leave by 10, they're going to be here." And she had all her kids in the room, and she was all scared and said, "You need to leave or they're going to be here." And I'm like, "Who's going to be here?" So I'm looking out the window. It's like 9:59. I see nobody outside out of her home. I'm looking through the blind. There's nobody outside. I said, I'm gonna prove to you that nobody's gonna be outside. I was thinking that it's just in her imagination and in her mind. That her mind, she's scared for some reason. She's petrified. So it hit 10 o'clock. Okay, okay. It's 10 o'clock, and she's like, "Don't go outside. Don't go outside." I open the door around 9:59 to 10 o'clock. I open the door. When I go out to the outside, I see all these people standing in the yard. They're motionless and just standing there, like in a trance-like state. Their eyes are like this. There's like 30 people in your yard. Then I see people walking from the woods, crossing the barbed wire fence, coming out of the woods. And they're all standing there, and it's right by the church. So they're standing right there, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And I said, "I'm not afraid of y'all." But they're not saying nothing to me, just in a trance-like state. Then I say, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." When I start saying that, they all start running around, taking, taking off back into the woods. They're just running around. So at that time, it was time for me, my cue to say, okay, it's time to go. I go get my cousins. My cousins have been drinking all day, so they're drunk. I have to put them on my shoulders, put them in the vehicle, and then we drive back to our house, which is uh, to our town. There's witches and warlocks in that town. The name of the town is Hargill, Texas. Witches and warlocks in that town. My cousin still lives in that town. She told me, cousin. I said, hey, cuz, you know any female? When I was younger, you know any females? He's like, ay, primito, you don't want to come over here. The way you are with that love foundation, the brujas will try to drain your blood over here. That's what she told me. So yeah, they do exist. So for those that try to take the spiritual aspect of the balance of good and evil, good exists and evil exists, which means Jesus Christ exists and Lucifer exists.
Can't have one without the other. The yin and the
Exactly.
yang.
Trolls come out at night. Dun, 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 dun.
I was gonna oblige him, cousin. I haven't said that word in years.
Was that?
He wanted us to call his son the N word.
Yeah, because they want you, so they want you to say something in that nature, because then they want to
Yeah. Report it.
file a complaint, report it
Yeah.
that you're uh
Racist.
being racist. Yes.
I can say it, man. I was married to a black woman. I got
So
a
what do
free
you think
pass.
about that story, guys?
That's a
You
good
ever
damn
seen that
story.
movie
The village?
Paranormal Activity,
No, I don't watch horror
where
movies. Cause
where the it was a movie, I think it was called Paranormal Activity or Paranormal something, and the man's were trying to run away. And he goes to the backyard, and you see all the witches standing, and they have a certain stare, a certain blank. Well, c- something like that happened when I fought spiritually against. There was a many of them, but when I said to our Father, they all fled, just like the Legion fled because of Jesus Christ.
be back again, cause
Okay, and of course I've seen them in the form that they take, that manifest, which is we call them lechuzas, into the harpy form. I've witnessed that numerous times throughout my life. No, those were all physical people. There were literally people that I believe belonged to a witch cult, which there were witches and warlocks. These people standing in the yard. It's kind of like they were in a hypnotic trance like state. But as soon as I started in the Our Father, they all started running. It's good that you're doing good, Sister Abigail. I've seen it all. I've seen witches, warlocks, brujas, dark shadows, which are demons. There's one, there's one, believe it or not, that it attacks you, and it's in white form, like in a spirit form. But you can see how it looks, but it's white as in a spirit. The reason I know about that one is, and it's color white, is because I see my uncle. getting dragged by it. He was arguing with my grandmother, being real mean to her, and she ran him out of the house, and she said, "You see what's going to happen to you for being disrespectful to me." And he's cussing, you know. So he falls asleep on the front porch. Next thing you know, because we lived right beside them, and it was 4 lots, and we lived on 2 lots. There was no fence in between us. You know, we could see their house and everything. Next thing you know, I hear, "Hi, hi, hi." My uncle is screaming. He's screaming, he's yelling my name so I can go help him. He's like, "Ayúdame, ayúdame, me están llevando." He's saying, help me, something's taking me." So I'll go out there, and I see him grabbing onto the front porch rails. I see his feet are elevated in the air, like somebody's pulling him, but I don't see no body. So he needs to know he loses the grip on the railing, and he's being drugged. You can hear him being drugged on the porch, tuk, 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 because the front porch was made out of wood. He's being drugged by something. So I'll go out there, and I see him where they drag him off the porch, and they're dragging him on the dirt and in the grass, and I grab him from the arms, and I'm not seeing nothing. And I said, for God to show me the enemy. I prayed to God to show me was pulling him, because his feet were up in the air. Something was pulling him, and I was holding his arms. And when I seen the arms, I seen what was pulling him. A white demonic entity. I looked at it, and he looked at me, and I said, "Leave my uncle alone." And with because even then I had a love foundation. When I said that, he dropped his legs, and he started leaving, and it wasn't in physical form; it was in disembodied form. Then he just disappeared. So you got the dark shadow figures that are demonic, and whatever there was that was dragging them had to be demonic, but it was in white form. You know when people talk about ghost, the how ghost looks, but this was in the ghost form. So what is that telling me? You got this dark disembodied beings, DDN demons. You got ghost like things that are coming, that was trying to take my uncle, which that's letting me know that the ghost form of white that was trying to take him, because he had jurisdiction, because it was being mean to my grandmother, that's demonic also. So be careful of what you believe in. That's all I gotta say. For those that are trying to search for the spiritual aspect of it, I'm just letting you know that there is one. I believe I got it on picture too. That I'm gonna place it after this live feed. There are some that are white also, that manifest to look white. I have a video where one of them passes by me, uh, but it looks like I don't know, he just moves so fast, rapidly in front of me. Um, I have a video of that. I think I got the show reel here. I just have to look. But yes, let me see some of the comments here. At least the guys of white is a female, black is male in my experiences. Okay. Texas Alarm says the options of white ones, they usually do that to master demonic nature. Yeah, they do that. They deceive people. They're the some ones that can manifest and mimic our loved ones to deceive you. And saying that, the four is for uncle for cousin Jess is here.
Huh? What?
Yeah, my uncle had scratches on his legs also after that. My uncle Juan, he was sick. He already had like a mental disorder,
I
real sick.
remember he used to come over with your aunt.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that dabbled in
Uh,
other?
he,
No,
Somebody's talking about something here. Who? She's saying Bounty cheese as a fake as a wooden nickel.
they're
Just
talking about
as
Abigail.
if I were a mod, I'd toss her out. I think they're talking about.
Abigail.
I don't know. Coach Salit says Texas learning is what a person tries to be a husband of a wife by using witchcraft to use and abuse. Uh, so we're removing that individual.
Who are we removing?
I already removed them. Kush, something Kush. I removed them. I believe
Yeah,
that's one of the cob.
I think everybody else is talking. Liz is talking, not Liz, but Delena is talking about Abigail. That she's an attention seeker and that she's
You know
fake.
what?
Attention seeker and that she's fake.
Texas who?
Delena says that Abigail is fake.
Where? Where?
The one that we've been praying for the past 3 nights. Abigail Zigwig or something like that. Zwieg.
Yeah, well, we already prayed for her, whether she's real or not. It's up to her. Uh, but I'll keep an eye out. But apparently the trolls are here because of the liking what we're speaking about. Uh, but they're the type of people that are like from the show me state. They will want to see it to believe it. The only thing I know because of the wicked things that they do, that if they go there, they're going to get attacked.
She sounds off, huh, Delena?
Go ahead, cousin. You want to share a story?
Let me think. As a matter of fact, my friend, the one that passed away, when we lived right there on 14th and Lee, uh, he lived catty corner from our apartment, and his parents were very religious, man. They went to church 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. We would take advantage of the time that they would leave, and we'd go to his house and raid his refrigerator. Then they'd come to my house and raid our refrigerator. But there were a couple of times, man, where we would be sitting on my porch looking toward his house, and the curtains would open, and you could see shadow figures dancing in the windows, man. The stereo that he had, it was a record player that he had. It would come on by itself, man, and there would be loud music through the house. Nobody at home. The record player would turn on, and the curtains would open, and we could see figures dancing in the windows, man, from across the street. So yeah, we never went when that would happen, or we were in the house when the stereo turned on by itself. We would leave the house because we already knew what was gonna happen. You know, the the vibe of the house, it gave off a evil vibe, man. Like there
Hmm.
was something in there, and especially you could feel it in two places in the house. You could feel it in my friend's room, and you could feel it even heavier in his mom and dad's room. So whatever it was, it might have had the heads of the households bonded. But I know that in his room by the closet, that you could feel negative energy coming from there. That's my story. What's going on in the chat?
This is the Gullo. It says, "So what? Let her pretend how you she's fake." I don't know. He's still talking about the thing about whatever her name is, because Sister Delana says
Abigail,
she keeps on saying the same thing about that
demons.
demons are around her, but I mean, she could be because of the time frame, wherever she's at. Probably I don't know what time frame she's central or what, but in her time might be the demonic hour, which activity does pick up. But I see what she's saying, that because she's been saying that from since the beginning, since the beginning. Kind of like. But I understand where the Sister Delana is coming from, because with the prayers that we've done, she shouldn't be feeling that way in any shape or form because we prayed already numerous times for her. But
For 3 nights in
but
a
but
row.
sometimes, I'm going to be honest here. Sometimes, if a person is being spiritually targeted, things will continue to happen because the person might have a spiritual opening, and I believe the spiritual opening that Sister Abigail has is fear.
And she's feeding it.
Fear is power to those things.
She hasn't come back on to try to defend herself or nothing.
Yeah. Yes, Dylan, I was neutral about her until I told her to how to rid her house, and she was listening. I'm closer to fake as well. Okay. I don't know. I think in her profile she don't have that many pictures. I'm not sure
Well,
because I always try to keep people in prayer.
she
So I
keeps
try to get a visual of how they look so I can continue to pray for them.
isn't she the one that keeps wanting to reach out to her grandfather's spirit?
Yeah, yeah. Eve Reyes says might be a young girl wanting attention too, but who knows? Yeah, fear is the number one thing. Why do you think that they manifest to look beastly or demonic? Why do you think they growl? Because they're trying to install fear upon you, or they talk a different dialect, a different language, and you're looking, but there's nobody around you, and you're hearing these things happening around you. When they're doing these things, it's because they're trying to find the spiritual opening to attack you spiritually. That's what they do. And I was gonna do a live yesterday, but I said it's right now. It's not the time. I hadn't gotten enough sleep, but I'm wasted. I'm well rested now. But one of these days, I will go do a live out there. I just don't know what platform I'm going to do it on.
Yes, duck sauce, but you're not going on and on about being accosted by demons. And we prayed for her 3 nights in a row and told her how to cleanse her house, and she's still talking about it that
You know,
she's being accosted.
sometimes some people do that to interfere in the topic of what I'm speaking of. So imagine if I'm speaking. and they say the same thing over and over just to see if I'm going to stop the story that I'm saying, uh, pray for them, and then possibly forget what I'm saying. But I still pray for them regardless. Prayer is not going to hurt anybody. Prayer is good. Now, if the person is not genuine, is lying, well, then the prayer is still prayed for whoever is listening. It goes to everybody. So it's not just a prayer for her; it's a prayer for all my brothers and sisters. So I still pray for people regardless. Remember, the enemy wants to cause division, spiritual division. Why does it cause spiritual division? So people can be left alone by the side that they think that nobody's here to help or care for them. I do the opposite. I'm the one that cares whether they're real or not. I listen to what they have to say, and I put it in a prayer because it's what I'm supposed to do spiritually.
With light butter, Eve Reyes.
Yeah, I think Sauce. I don't know what you're trying to imply, unless you're a demon. If you're here and human, maybe you might be bonded by a demon, but you're not a demon. Because if you were a demon, I'll just tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, which you probably vanish. But if you don't manage, that means that I don't have to pray. If you're coming at me in a negative way, all I have to do is throw a punch and you can get knocked out.
Duck sauce.
And you're gonna say duck sauce, uh, slightly buttered, quack quack. I'm just being honest. There's a lot of pretenders. Pretenders get knocked out. So I'm not gonna deny somebody in prayer. Because if I deny somebody in prayer, then these trolls and the people that are coming against me, they're like, "Oh, brothers, see us," or he denied somebody in prayer, even though it might be a fake account or whatever. But I'm not going to deny prayer for anybody. That's what we're supposed to do as brothers and sisters in Christ: is pray for one another. Supposed to pray for our enemies also, which I do pray for our enemies. I pray for our enemies to get their head out of their ass to see the light. Stop coming into my life feeds trolling. I pray for them.
You good, duck sauce?
A demon, yeah, a demon is not going to do nothing. That's all I'm saying. They flee when you say, "I tie bunny rebuke in Jesus Christ's name." The only thing I'm saying is this: that a person that could be in a cult or is a Satanist or whatever they believe in, that they believe in demons. I don't have to bind and rebuke a person that's trying to wish witchcraft and necromancy on me because they're here in the flesh. I can eliminate them. I can get rid of them by making contact with them. That's what I'm saying. With a demon, I can say, "I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name," and they'll flee. They disappear when you say Jesus Christ's name. Either or, it doesn't matter to me. I can take care of them physically or spiritually.
But you good, duck sauce. He's rebuked you twice.
I'm
If you're
just
still
being,
here, that means you're good.
yeah. That's all I'm saying, man. Uh, you probably love TikTok if you're talking about demons, duck sauce, because there's a lot of people that are atheists over there. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. They're being spiritually bonded by demons. When that time comes, that they're going to manifest and surface up, those people that don't believe in Him, in Jesus Christ, it's going to be like a buffet for the demons because they're going to go for them. And this is the people that have no faith in Jesus Christ. So okay, now I know that Doc Saws is not real. So there you go. He's out of here. It's, you see, he tried to say his name was Abe. He put my name in there, so he's booted.
I didn't see that, but okay.
He put Abe Denego. He put my name first, and then Denego.
Oh, he tried to deny you, Daniel.
He put my name. Put say the name again. He tried to put my name ABE in front of whatever he put.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the name that
He's
he
still
put.
here. Abednego Davis, bro. His name is Abednego.
Where are you from, the Duck Sauce? Are you on Facebook? I'm gonna look you up on Facebook. If you have one picture, that means you're a troll.
He says he's from North Carolina.
Let's find out. What was his name?
He says he deleted it a few months ago.
Said his last name was Davis.
Yep, Abednego Davis. He says he lives in Pearson County, North Carolina.
There's a lot of Bingo Davises here, but
It's Abednego.
what city? What city? North
Uh,
Carolina.
Pearson County, North Carolina. Person.
I knew a guy named Person in the military. Uh, from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. He's even giving you his birthday, June 19th, 1984.
What's your favorite vegetable? Because you might
Please,
never know.
please don't say corn on the cob, duck sauce.
So he's from where? What part of North Carolina?
She said person, Person, county. He says if you think he's a troll, he's gonna leave. He just thought it was cool running across another Abe.
Yeah, nothing shows up, man. Yeah, I don't see him there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't mind if you stay here. Duck sauce. They're doing the duck hunt now. LOL.
We hunt nobody.
Well, don't ducks eat corn? It's kind of like this. A certain individual that was coming up against me spiritually. I'm going to say this. If there's people here that are legit or they have fake profiles, and if it's you, I remember I extended an olive branch out to you to tell you that I wanted peace and just to leave me alone. That I'm going to continue to do my works in spiritual encrypted encounters. At one point in time, you were making fun of me that I didn't have that many viewers. The reason I didn't have that many viewers is because I had the spiritual lives on Facebook, but I'm doing the spiritual lives now here on YouTube. And if it's you, the same troll that was talking badly about me, I remember when I extended the olive branch and told you just to leave me alone. I won't bother you, won't bother me. You bother me on YouTube, like you're bothering me now. I told you, people that come and mess with me, bad things happen to them. Not that I'm going to do anything with them, it's because Heavenly Father protects me. I prayed for a situation that you were caught up in, and as you kept on messing with me, I prayed for the Heavenly Father to take care of your son because of how you were. And then what happened around October frame? And you know the rest to that. I did pray to the Heavenly Father. He did make things happen. That's why you're not in custody of your son. And if you're here still doing the same thing, you're never going to get custody of your son because you still, for some reason, you're attracted to Brother Apesius.
Yeah, he's giving you his full name and date of birth.
You don't even. He's not even on Facebook.
Well, he said he deleted his Facebook, man, because of a breakup.
I know who it is. It's Corner of the Cob. I know about your breakup, bro. She didn't spread lies. I mean, yeah, you lost your son, uh, but when CPS went to your location where your son was, and they found that the house was not up to par, up to standard, and you wasn't working. Only God knows what you're going through, bro. All I'm saying is you were coming up against me in a negative way, So because you were having a bad relationship, you decided to go against people in a negative way. That's not cool, right? In the first place. So
Peace, duck sauce.
yeah, yeah, that's him. That's why I triggered him. I know that's corn of the cob. That's why I said what I said. The spirit knows the spirit. That's why he got mad. He's talking about his ex-wife that's got possession of his son. He doesn't have possession of his son. So he come in here. I mean, if you're gonna come in here, I don't got nothing. I've never had nothing against you, man. You're more than welcome to stay here in the shed, but come in with your real name. Come into with your real name. You don't have to pretend you're somebody else, bro. I can tell. No, we're not gonna call it a night. We're gonna continue. That's why I said, "Oh, I don't got no Facebook." Yeah, because you're not the person that you say you are.
I don't know what started this, but whatever forces are in play here, I rebuke them in the name of Jesus.
We tie, bind, and rebuke any witchcraft and necromancy at this time to go back to the sender 7 times fold. This I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I don't hate you, man. I don't hate nobody. I have maintained the love foundation. I keep people in prayer, man. I even kept you in prayer when you was going through what you was going through. I don't know who was telling you bad things about me or whatever, or how you targeted me. You know, I'm attending Love Foundation, man. I raised my own son myself. Yeah, there was people that try to come after me, sheriffs, police, CPS, because, like you said, the wife was talking bad things about you. Me, I'm a veteran, and even the court said it to me. I don't know how you've been able to have your son all this time, because our court systems, the children go with the mother. Well, because my faith and love is with Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ made that happen. The Heavenly Father made that happen. That's why I was able to raise my son.
Yeah, Duck Sauce is not his name is not Abednego. Huh? You got it wrong, bro. That is not his name. Abednego, that is not my cousin's name. Sorry.
I'm just saying, man.
I know yours is. I get it. I get it, man. Just chillax.
Yeah,
That's cool that they call you A for short. No problem, brother.
I'm just saying, man.
We just leave it the way it is, man. That way
Well, like I
you,
said, I've never had nothing against you, man. It's something, you know. See the red circle? You know, when you said red circle, you had something right. You know, maybe you do have some spirit in you. You call me Red Circle King Cias because of my pictures. Well, if
bye
you look,
Liz.
there's a red circle right there with a dot in the middle. You see the cross? That red circle took many lives in combat. That's all I can tell you.
Deuces. Liz.
Deuces, Liz. There's a fake profile there. Yeah, that was corn on the cob. And the other person that just left, they were with him. You see how they said, how come you just don't stop the live? No, we're gonna stop the live because they're coming in here with fake profiles.
No, Liz been coming in here for about a week
They,
now.
they, they sure didn't like that, did they? They got triggered when I said what I said because I've been knowing who it was. So
Good
I just
night,
go with the
Liz.
flow.
Have a good night. I
Good
miss
night.
you already.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la pasta.
Yeah, it's the trolls, man, pretending. I think that female has only one picture.
Good night, Melissa Montague.
Hasta la vista.
Enjoy your day.
Uh, yeah. Sister Delana been right all along. So let me see. Let me share another story with y'all that I can remember of that I witnessed. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, I
uh,
heard that story.
the trolls are trying to interfere again. There he is again. The corn on the cob identified. Fire on the way. Brrr. He's coming out with different names like Abe, Abram. That's why I know it's corn on the cob. Who's next to get the? How do you call it? Cuz
The corn on the cob.
no, when you eliminate it, what do you call it?
Delete it.
No, 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 delete.
Terminate it.
You say that you're the enforcer, or what do you call yourself?
Corporal punishment.
Yeah, corporal punishment. Yeah, that's corner of the cob. That's why he's like, oh, how does he know it's me? There is again under Eve, Eve Reyes. This how I know they're not because you don't see them in the lobbies, so they
No,
surface up and then go. They leave.
Eve Reyes has been in here for like 4 nights.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, man. I don't got time to be playing games with fake people. You know,
So
corn on
let's
the
not.
cob identified, lightly buttered. You got rid of them. You got the boot
With no butter.
with no butter. Oh, okay, Sister Eve. I remember you now.
I vouch for you.
Yeah, we're talking for about corn on the cob. He likes surface, and he's got buddies that troll too. That he surfaces up and tries to troll people. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I see when I see corn on the cob. I see a man that is having a lot of health issues. That he's in the stage of having a lot of health issues. You know, he's going through some things that is not helping him out. He's he spends a lot of time trolling people. He doesn't want to work at all. Expects people to donate money to him. You know, you want to be a man, you got to work, man. If you would have been working, if you would have had some jobs or working at least one full time job, that would have saved you, and you probably would have had your son with you still. But no, you wasn't working. You know, I'm sorry for you, man. But in all honesty, if the mother's got a job and she's able to provide for Hunter, then kudos to her. You know, at least he's in a safe place.
Yeah, I imagine. Which would cover in the images in your mind, Eve Reyes. And is it lightly buttered or salty? I
She, damn,
hope it's not
everybody's
a.
thinking about corn.
I hope it's not a Mexican or corn on the cob because you know you need ingredients for that.
The Mexican corn on the cob, they'll be throwing that hot sauce on there and all kinds of stuff.
You got butter, you got
The chile,
mayonnaise, you got Parmesan cheese, you got chile, uh, you got what's that hot sauce? It starts with a V. The hot sauce, the Mexican hot sauce, it starts with a V. Valentin hot
Valentina,
sauce.
yeah,
Yeah, it's got all that. So if you want a Mexican corn on the cob, it's got ingredients.
yeah.
No, neither red nor black pepper.
Hey, Xavier, Xavier, I heard a door slam outside. Yeah, I'll be right back.
No, man. So, how's everybody doing so far? I hope everybody's good. No, it's not brown. It depends on how much red chile you put on there. It will only get like dark red, but not brown. Some people don't even use that. They just the butter, the mayonnaise, and the Parmesan cheese. Take a break, Rich Runner. I'm glad that you're enjoying the night, Bounty Bear. Everything all quiet where you're at now? Not like last night? It was like 96 degrees over here today, Delana. I'm glad that everything's good, Bounty Bear. May you stay blessed. Oh, wow. I haven't worked in a while, not since I cut off my big toe, Ridge Runner. I'm disabled now. Yeah, it was like 96 over here today, Delana. No, no, no. Bye, Doodoo Man. I'm glad, Ridge Runner. May he keep you blessed. Yeah, it's taking a long time for him to go outside and come back. Yeah, I think he found that it removes the hemorrhoids. But it's got to be lightly buttered. Well, we haven't hit here in Fort Worth. We haven't hit any. I think. 'Cause I think last week we hit 109, but this week it hasn't gone over 100. No, last summer it got up to like 119, 120 over here. You could literally cook on the sidewalk. Let me see. When I, yeah, that's really freaky, Big Runner. Yeah, it gets here in Texas. It gets hot and it gets cold, and that's why the elderly die. But I was gonna tell you a story how I found I went to Mississippi in 2015 and I arrived there without a jacket. Mysteriously, I found one in an abandoned shed.
Hey, cousin.
Yeah,
Remember, I was telling you that somebody tried to break it into
your son's
my
car.
stepson's vehicle.
Uh huh.
Somebody's behind his vehicle right now, and we're waiting to see if they come out of the fucking out of hiding.
Turn on the lights on your phone.
No, my stepson is here. There's a car parked right behind him, and we're out here.
Okay, well, block that car off, cousin.
So they got to be here somewhere. I'm gonna stay out here to see if they fucking surface up.
Wow.
Check it out. Hey, right up on the vehicle, man. Remember I told you I heard a door slam? There's somebody out here.
They're parked
They parked,
right behind your
yeah, right.
stepson.
They parked right behind my stepson's car.
Go get you a weapon, cousin.
I already
You need
got
a
something.
you need a firearm.
I think they're behind that yard over there.
Start dialing on 911, cousin.
All right. Well, see, guys, I'm gonna have to end the live feed. Sorry about that, y'all. We're gonna try to find out who's behind here. See if this person comes out of hiding. Uh, in saying that, I'm gonna have to leave now.
All right,
Love,
cousin.
light, and blessings to all the members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.
May the
Uh,
Lord keep you safe, cousin.
yeah, I'm gonna let me see. I need to log out. Try to see if I can log out.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
If,
Y'all have a
if you're
blessed
allowed.
night.
Yeah, you have a good one.